This is Indiana High School Baseball on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Brought to you in part by Culver's Portside Marina, NEPCO, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5-Star. The KVB pregame show with Mitch Columbi is next.
It's going back, and it's going to be a home run.
Star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5 Star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5 Star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Big time
That's the
hit,
game.
And that's going to be a walk-off RBI single. Swung on, chopper to third. Here comes the go-ahead run. It's over the head of the center fielder, and it's a home run.
Oh, my
goodness.
Homer. Welcome to the KVB pregame show. Now, here is the voice of KVB's WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi.
The new era continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. The North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays host the Winamac Warriors for round 1 of Sectional 34. This is Indiana High School Baseball. With us tonight, breaking things down and analyzing play on the diamond, our sports analyst, Nathan Origer. Hey, I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. This is KVB's WKVI Sports. We welcome you to Blue Jay Baseball Field in North Judson, Indiana, 46366. We are back for more as we are set to continue the new era of Kankakee Valley Broadcasting Sports on 99.3 FM and around the world, streaming live on WKVI.com. Well, as we get ready for our 9th baseball broadcast of the 2024 spring sports broadcast season, we have talked with both head coaches of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, Ray Frazier, and the Winamac Warriors, Mark Hendricks, on the Saturday Sports Line, of course. But when we look at the home team in today's contest, North Judson-San Pierre skipper Ray Frazier and his Blue Jays started their 2024 campaign on April 8th. Seems so long ago, but it wasn't. Against Couts on the road and fell 12-2. They took on their cross-county rival, the Knox Redskins, for Game 2 of the season and won 6-5. They turned right around, though, the following night and beat the Redskins in Knox 11-7. We were there for that one as the Jays played very well that night. They followed that game up with another 2-game conference matchup against Caston and split them both, winning Game 1 5-2 and falling Game 2 18-5. They really were in several conference matches early on as they then beat Triton 6-3 on April 25th. They took on LaVille and won Game 1 3-2 in extra innings. They fell the following night in LaVille, though, for Game 2 6-1. They then got a break in conference action as they took on Morgan Township and unfortunately lost 11-8. They then beat Culver in a doubleheader, winning both conference games. They then faced their rival in these Winamac Warriors for the first of two regular season conference games. The Jays fell 2-0 in that one. They then unfortunately fell to Frontier and Rensselaer Central before picking up a win against Pioneer 5-4, then taking on Pioneer again, falling 13-2. They took a tough loss to Triton 21-5. Then we saw their second matchup with Winamac and fell 5-0 this past Friday. Then, this past Saturday, they beat Whiting in a doubleheader. 16-5 was the final for both games. On Monday, they beat Marquette Catholic 5-1 to finish off their regular season as the Jays come into this matchup at 11-10 on the year. 11-10 on the year and are 8-6 in Hoosier North Athletic Conference play. Leading the team, swinging the bats for the Blue Jays is Trey McGowan. He's averaging a .407 at the plate. Right behind him is Caleb Ginder, batting a .400 up to this point. And rounding out the top three is Brody Bridegroom, averaging a .333 at the plate. As a team, the Blue Jays are hitting a .242 batting average. For the pitching, the Blue Jays have used 8 arms up to this point. They have an ERA rating of 5.22. With us this evening, breaking things down and analyzing play on the diamond, we are honored to have Nathan Origer, our sports analyst. He is on double duty tonight as he is also the voice of the Blue Jays and will be the public address announcer on top of being on air with us. Nathan, we appreciate you being on double duty yet again.
Well, like I said the last time, I wouldn't say that until we see how it goes, but I am looking forward to having some fun tonight up here in the booth with you as the Jays host the Warriors. Mitch?
Thoughts on the Jays?
You know, I've spent so much time just on the other side of the tennis court at the softball field that I haven't paid nearly as much attention to them this season as I'd liked. They've been a good but not great team, and I feel that sort of goes for the Warriors as well. It's a very interesting, and I think it's going to be a very competitive first game here in Sectional 34.
Well, we do turn and look at the Winamac Warriors. Warrior manager Mark Hendricks told us a few weeks ago he really liked the start his team got out to. They started their 2024 campaign with a loss to Carroll on the road 10-3. They turned things right around, though, and beat Rensselaer Central on the road 11-3. Then on April 15th, they fell to one of their rivals, Pioneer, on the road 8-6. Then hosting Pioneer the following night for their first home game, winning 11-8. They fell to Twin Lakes 2-1 on April 18th, but head coach Mark Hendricks told us he was very proud of his team's outing that night. They then took on Triton in a doubleheader and won Game 1 5-2 and Game 2 4-0. They beat the Cavs of Culver 6-0, then Caston on April 29th 2-1. The next night they fell to Caston 10-0, splitting both games. They beat Culver again on May 2nd 16-0. They fell to conference foe LaVille 2-0 in Game 1 and 1-0 in Game 2. They then took a tough loss to Delphi Community 11-1. Then they beat the Blue Jays, like we mentioned, 2-0. They fell to Rochester last Saturday 7-6. Then to Knox last week 4-2 in Game 1, and they won Game 2 against the Knox Redskins 8-2. They then beat the Jays last Friday 5-0 to finish off their regular season as the Warriors come into this matchup at 10-9 on the year and 9-5 in Hoosier North Athletic Conference play. When it comes to hitting, Wyatt Wheeler leads this team with a .345 batting average up to this point. Right behind him is Aiden Jimenez hitting right at a .300. Rounding out the top three is Braden Mathias averaging a .295 at the plate. As a whole, this team has a .228 batting average. They have 111 hits, 89 runs, and 55 RBIs on the year. Looking at the pitching for the Warriors, they have used 6 different arms through the 122.1 innings pitched. They have an ERA rating of 1.6. They have allowed 91 hits, 71 runs, and have struck out their opponents 129 times. Your thoughts on these Warriors, Nathan?
Kind of like what I said about the Jays. They've had a good but maybe not great season. They've done well in the conference. It is exciting to see two conference rivals with such similar records start off this sectional, and I think it's going to be a good game, and it's just going to come down in part to who's really honed in and focused and got more heart in this game in particular. It's a fresh start with the sectionals. I think it's anybody's game.
Yeah, well, it's a great interview we have with both head coaches. You'll definitely want to stick around for the KVB Coaches Corner as they break down what they believe they need to have happen tonight. Remember, it's going to be a different game tonight. Both teams have not seen either's number one on the mound. They will tonight. So even though the Warriors are 2-0 against the Jays coming into this game, head coach Mark Kendricks was the first to tell me it will be a different matchup tonight. We are expecting a great evening of IHSAA Sectional 34 Round 1 baseball action as we appreciate you joining us on the Coca-Cola pregame show. Taste the feeling. We'll be back after a word from our sponsors. The Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report is next. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time.
And we're not going anywhere.
Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox.
Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989.
Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
Who's in? Who's out? It's the Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report with Mitch Columbi. Mitch?
Thank you, John Thompson. The Pulaski Memorial Hospital has been serving lives of the residents of Pulaski County and the surrounding area since 1963. We appreciate them supporting local high school sports. We are lucky to say no injuries to report tonight, as that is our Pulaski Memorial Hospital Injury Report. Stay tuned. We will hear from Mark Kendricks of the Warriors and Ray Frazier of the Jays after the break. That's in the KVB Coaches Corner. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Stay tuned for America's Pastime with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is all about community and keeping our community spotlight shining on the accomplishments of our youth. That's why PMH is proud to be a sponsor of our local high school sports action on WKVI, our community radio station. Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home.
It's time to hear from the coaches in the KVB Coaches Corner. Here's Mitch Columbi.
All right, I am talking with head coach of the Winamac Warriors Baseball Club, Mark Kendricks. We chatted a few days ago. You got the win against the Jays on Friday, but today's a little bit more important. Sectional 34, Round 1. What do you want to see from your Warriors out on the field tonight?
It's going to be a completely different game. They're number one versus our one. We haven't seen each other. It's going to be a real low-scoring game, I think. I think the team that can string a couple hits together will have the big upper hand tonight. I just want to see my kids play pretty good defense. It's both teams going to have good pitching, good defense, I hope, and it's just going to be those timely hits tonight. They're going to be crucial.
You got Winsler on the mound today. What, along with the rest of the defense, needs to have happen so that those runs don't cross for the Jays' point of view?
Make the basic plays. I don't ask them to do anything outstanding. Make the simple plays, the plays we work on all the time. If we can do that and keep our heads, and, again, I told them before we left, got to have fun. If we're not having fun, then we're in trouble. So I expect them to be loose. I expect them to be loud. And if that happens, I think we'll be in good shape.
Message to Warrior Nation here tonight supporting you.
We're just going to try and go get one. It's going to be a fun game. Boys have worked hard. It's been hot. And we're looking forward to playing this one. We've waited a year for this one. It'd be nice to get it.
Yeah. Coach, I appreciate your time.
Thank you, Mitch.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Brems. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392.
All right, I'm here with head coach of the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays Boys Baseball Club, Ray Frazier, Sectional 34 Round 1 coach. You guys get to host it. You're facing your rival we talked to you about last week. Of course, we saw you guys against the Winamac Warriors. What has to happen today against them?
Well, we need to figure out how to score some runs. We've played them 2 games, and they've shut us out twice. They have good pitching, but we're going to have to start doing the moving some runners, maybe bunt and do some small ball just to try to get guys in scoring position.
Defensively, what do you want to see from the Jays?
Well, just catch the ball and make the right throws. And we got our ace on the mound tonight. Ginder, he's the best we got, so we'll just see what happens.
Message to Blue Jay Nation here supporting you tonight.
Come on out and watch a good game. These guys have played hard all season, gave it everything they got.
Appreciate your time, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey folks, Auto Park Fort LaPorte has got some news for you. We now have the largest selection of pre-owned vehicles in LaPorte County. So if you're in the market, come and check us out because right now is the best time to trade in your current vehicle. Not interested in purchasing a vehicle? That's okay. We'll buy yours even if you don't buy ours. Not currently in the market, but your car needs serviced? Come check out our newly renovated service department and let them take care of all your service needs. And remember, we're not just an auto dealer, we're an auto park.
Time now for the keys to the game. Sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen.
All right, as we get set for Indiana High School sectional baseball action, what are your keys to the game as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jay, Nathan?
Well, Mitch, I hate to do this to you, but I really kind of think that it's the same thing for both teams tonight. We know that they are very evenly matched teams. Heard what the coaches said. I think whoever strikes first is likeliest to take this game. I think they're both facing each other's ace pitcher for the first time. It's going to take a little time to get familiar, but the first one who can jump out and put that ball in play and manufacture some runs is going to be the one standing at the end of this game.
That's our keys to the game, sponsored by the Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen. Time to sit back, pop open an ice-cold Coke and chill. The Coca-Cola pregame show continues. You're listening to KVB's WKVI.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas, average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Stay tuned for America's Pastime with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
The tradition continues with Mitch Columbi on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
From North Judson, Indiana, welcome to game number 15 of our 2024 Spring Sports Broadcast season. To see the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays take on the Winamac Warriors. It's round one of Sectional 34. Hello again, everybody. I'm Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues here on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting as WKVI will always be there. You can stay up to speed on local high school sports in this area by following us on social media. We are on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter, at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. Well, we are proud to let you know the public address announcer at Blue Jay Baseball Field is Nathan Orger. The scoreboard operator is Lauren Thompson. Our umpires for this evening are Rick Podell, Doug Dion, and Rich Cartwright. With us tonight, we are honored to have sports analyst Nathan Orger along for the call. And like I said, I'm Mitch Columbi, proud to be doing the play-by-play as we are set for Indiana High School baseball from North Judson, Indiana. Hey, Kankakee Valley Broadcasting is going to historic Wrigley Field to catch the Chicago Cubs take on the Cincinnati Reds Sunday, June 2nd. Hop on a chartered bus at KVB headquarters and be chauffeured all the way to the friendly confines. Enjoy all you can eat and drink. Yes, all you can eat and drink as we hang out on the historic rooftops. Call 574-772-6241 during regular business hours to save your seat and join KVB for Sunday Fun Day. Actually got the message from General Manager Lenny Dessauer. He unfortunately had something come up the last second. I am now going to be the official host of this trip to Wrigley Field, Nathan.
May God have mercy on our souls.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Come hang out with me. We're going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be awesome.
It is going to be awesome.
Pretty excited for it. That's coming up just in a short couple of weeks. Of course, our final Saturday sports line will be Saturday, June 1st. Man, time has flown this season. I can't believe we are at the very, very end of the 2023-2024 school year. I mean, time has just flown. It really is.
I don't know. When you're an adult in the working world, time is just... It's a construct that means nothing, and one day rolls into the next, rolls into the darkness.
Yes.
But for these kids, yes.
Well, we found out that North Judson is just a couple of days away from their final day of school, as well as all of our area teams. Their final few days of school is most likely this week or maybe even going into next week. But graduation is upon us for all the seniors in our area. Congratulations to all of our 8 schools. Seniors, of course, that's West Central, Winamac, Culver, Knox, North Judson, Oregon Davis, South Central, Tri-Township. Congratulations to all you seniors out there. Quite an accomplishment moving on to the next phase of life. Do you remember that time frame much, Nathan?
You know, not a lot of it, but I will never forget my high school graduation because our class valedictorian turned 18 on graduation day, and I was a co-salutatorian. The other salutatorian gave his speech first, and so he spoke, then I spoke right before Jenny spoke. So I had been in the school band, and I managed to coordinate with our band director to have the band play Happy Birthday at graduation. So I finished my speech and asked the band to take over.
Wow.
So for better, for worse, I will never forget my graduation.
Stole the show.
I don't know if she found out about this or she was just planning to get a gentle ribbing in intentionally, or she just pulled this on the fly, but she made this obscure reference to the time that I lost my breakfast during baseball, winter training one year. Brought that up. So she got me back.
Quick on her feet. Well, that's why she was probably the valedictorian.
Yes.
Well,
check it out. My wife is visiting her mother in Oklahoma City while she recovers from a minor procedure, and they are listening in Oklahoma.
We're coming
Hello,
in loud
Sarah.
and clear.
Hello, Nancy. Thank you for joining us on WKVI, the voice of the Valley, for sectional baseball.
Wow, coming in loud and clear all the way from Oklahoma City. Just got a call from our in-game announcer, John Thompson, down just south of Tampa in Ellenton, Florida. He's hearing us loud and clear. We've got people that aren't from this area tuned in and listening. Hey, if you're in the area and you're not listening, these folks know what you guys are missing out. So we're so glad you've joined us here on KVB's WKVI as they are going through the starting lineups here in just a moment as we will turn things over to our public address announcer. It's Nathan Orger.
Ultimate authority, our wonderful umpires for today's game. Rick Podell, Doug Dion, and Rich Cartwright. Thank you, gentlemen, for your contributions to this game today. It is now time to meet our starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Winamac Warriors, coached by the one and only Mark Hendricks. Leading off and playing center field, number 15, Addison Allen. Batting second and playing left field, number 4, senior Connor Burton. Batting third, wearing number 46, the senior first baseman, Wyatt Wheeler. Hitting cleanup, playing shortstop, number 23, Braden Mathias. In the 5 spot, wearing 8, the senior DH, John Malco. Hitting 6th, manning the hot corner, number 22, senior Aiden Jimenez. In the 7th spot, wearing number 16, senior right fielder, Maddox Buzinski. Hitting 8 and wearing 7, the backstop, Max Gearhart. Batting the 9th and taking the mound for the Warriors, the pitcher number 34, Brody Wenzler. Playing second base for the Warriors today, number 12, Eli Budkoff. And now, the starting lineup for your North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Batting first, playing first, number 32, senior Damian Frazier. Taking the mound, batting second, number 99, Caleb Ginder. Batting third, wearing number 3, the backstop, Trey McGowan. Hitting cleanup at second base, number 30, Brody Bridegroom. Hitting 5th, wearing number 14, the senior left fielder, Quinn Bales. In the 6th spot, wearing 22, the senior center fielder, Connor Benson. Batting 7th, wearing number 5, senior right fielder, Noah Radke. Batting 8th, wearing number 4, the third baseman, Owen Tim. Batting 9th, number 12, the DH, Doug Reed. The NJSP shortstop is number 17, Javen Christensen, and the Blue Jays are coached by Rabe Frazier. We ask that you now stand and remove your caps as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Every morning, join Rich Wallen on the WKVI Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central. Catch local news as well for our area with Kankakee Valley Broadcasting News Director Anita Gooden, who covers news on WYMR and WKVI. Catch our stories on WKVI.com and Max93.net to stay up to speed in your local area. I'm Mitch Columbi, proud to be doing the play-by-play. We are set for Sectional 34 baseball action from North Judson, Indiana. Today's first pitch is brought to you in part by Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac. We also appreciate them being the sponsor for the Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week award given out each week on the Saturday Sports Line. That's the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. We had our last Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week announced this past Saturday. Dylan Stewart, the phenomenal baseball player from Tri Township. We will have his interview this coming weekend. As for our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Year, we will take next week to assess all of our Tyler Roth WKVI Athletes of the Week from the 2023-2024 sports season. My gosh, if you really think about it, I can't believe we're here already. We will assess who our Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Year is. Of course, we get with our very own Harold Welter along with Chris McGowan. We will find out who our Athlete of the Year is, and we will be announcing that on Saturday, June 1st for our final Saturday sports line of this year. Did a pretty good job there, Nathan.
Well, thank you, sir. Dylan Stewart, you mentioned. I think I told you previously, maybe first game we did, his mom and I were very good friends in high school. And recently, he just spent a day shadowing a detective in LaPorte County who is one of my best friends.
Wow, shadowing. Is that what he hopes to do?
I do not know, but it was pretty cool.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, we'll get to learn a little bit about Dylan Stewart this coming week. I've got my interview scheduled to meet with him tomorrow afternoon there at Tri Township. We'll get a chance to talk with him and also find out a little bit more about what he, maybe we'll find out why he was in fact shadowing there. But we are starting our broadcast here for the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays as two pitches gone by, both strikes, and this is Addison Allen in the box for the Warriors, his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Ginder on the mound, pops one up high as Addison Allen. It'll be in foul territory, and they couldn't get to it in time. That was number 4 for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays.
Tim.
Third baseman, Owen Tim. Just lost it in the sun there, it looks like. So this will
had some good carry time, too. It was a tough one to track in the sun as long as it was up in the air and high as he launched that. Nice little parabola.
Ginder deals to Allen and a swing and a miss as Ginder gets the strikeout and out number 1 as Addison Allen goes down swinging. So now this will bring up the number 2 hitter for the Winamac Warriors, Connor Burton. Burton comes into today a 105 batting average. This is his 69th plate appearance of the season. We'll see what he has here against the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays ace, Caleb Ginder, as he deals one inside. Swung on, chopper to Tim at third, throws over to first, and it gets past Damian Frazier. Connor Burton is now going to dig for 2, sliding in head first, and the Warriors have a runner in scoring position. Big time play there. Connor Burton, the senior. Once that ball got past Damian Frazier, he didn't think twice. With 1 out, 1 on in scoring position, we are here in the top of the first. We will now see Wyatt Wheeler step into the box. Ginder deals. Looked like a breaking ball there. He swings on it and a foul tip hits the fence for 0-1. Ginder's going right at him, Nate.
Yeah, he is.
And now the home plate umpire is calling timeout here.
No pitch. You know, one thing I'm noticing that's different about baseball and softball, one of the things I do like about baseball, and part of it is just because the base paths are longer, is the leadoff. You know, that adds an extra element to the game that we don't see in softball. Oh, and he pokes that one to right field just past the second baseman, Brody Bridegroom.
And Connor Burton is being told to go home all the way from second, and the Warriors will put a run on the board here in the top of the first. An RBI single for Wyatt Wheeler. Nice poke there, as Nathan just mentioned, and he gets on base. So with one out, one on, one just crosses home plate. It's 1-0. The Winamac Warriors lead the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays here in Sectional 34, round one. Ginder deals his first pitch up top, ball called. This is Braden Mathias, the number 4 hitter. Mathias had a really nice Friday night this past week against these Jays to finish off the regular season as Ginder goes right at him, ducking out of the way. Was Mathias a 2-0 count now?
There's chin music, and then there is top of the head music. That'll keep him awake.
Ginder delivers, and Mathias swings and misses. Mathias comes in today a .295 average, 67th plate appearance of the season, and Ginder goes right to work on the 2-1, finds the zone, and it evens up at 2-2 here. Ginder, the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Mathias goes down swinging. Ginder wanted it, and he got it for out number 2. So with 2 outs, 1 on first being Wyatt Wheeler. And now John Malco will step into the box. John Malco, the designated hitter this afternoon for the Warriors. In the bottom half of this inning, Eli Budka, will be at second base. First pitch offered is a called strike to John Malco. Ginder already delivering the 0-1. Hits the dirt. Trey McGowan gets in front of it and keeps it from going by. So now it's 1-1 count. Keeping their eye on Wyatt Wheeler at first here. Swing and a miss, and Malco took the cut and couldn't keep up to it. Ginder is really, I think, upset with that first run he let happen.
Yeah. Yep, and he is digging in and determined not to let it happen again.
The 1-2 popped up high, back to Owen Tim, in foul territory and over his head. He couldn't get to it in time. The wind and the sun is kind of an issue right now.
Yep, that is part of the beauty of a game like this. You know, other sports that are outdoors, the wind is an issue, the sun can, the heat-wise, but baseball and softball really maybe more than any other, with every ball that's line drive, hit in the air, that adds a natural element to the game that just adds to the unpredictability.
Malco, a 185 batting average coming into today. He swings on the 1-2, popped up foul over the fence, out of play.
You know, we're talking about how Ginder is really trying not to make any more mistakes, and I think this gets back to what we talked about in the keys of the game. We don't, if I'm the Blue Jays, I don't want that Warriors to strike first like that, and Blue Jays are going to have to come back in their half and make it happen.
Well, on the next pitch offered, John Malco swings and misses for strike 3 and out number 3. So a runner left stranded on first being Wyatt Wheeler, but 1 run crosses, a very important one for the Winamac Warriors as they start the top of the first, leading 1-0. We pause and come back. Bottom of the first is on the way.
On the way home from the game, a deer jumps in front of your truck. And now you've got to get that truck repaired. Make it easy on yourself. Take it to Mark's Body Shop. Mark's has done expert auto body service since 1998 and will work with you and your insurance provider for collision repair, custom body paint, and insurance work. And all work guaranteed by owner Mark Schell. Mark's Body Shop, proud to support high school sports. 772-7003.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call my good friend Joe Snep at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. We go to the bottom of the first. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. 1-0. The Winamac Warriors lead here in Sectional 34, round 1 on KVB's WKVI. Well, not a bad start there for the Winamac Warriors. You talked about it a little bit in the the Coca-Cola pregame show, Nathan. That's exactly the kind of start you want to have if you're the Winamac Warriors.
Yes, it is. You mean you would have liked to have put more on, but you scored first. Saw a couple of decently hit pop-ups that just went foul. They are in this game, and it is time for the Jays to show that they are as well.
On the mound for the Winamac Warriors is their ace, Brody Winsler, one of our Time of the Roth WKVI Athletes of the Week. Winsler, a very, very good pitcher.
We saw him pitch a heck of a game against, was it Culver?
Yes. I mean, just complete command. It was actually his second complete game shutout, only allowing one hit. But looking at the stats, Brody Winsler on the season right now comes in with a, I'm not kidding, a .93 ERA. He's 3-3 on the season. But he told us in that Tyler Roth WKVI Athlete of the Week interview he wanted to keep his ERA rating under 1.5. He's at a .93. I think he's doing pretty
phenomenal. That is just incredible. That's like Shota Imanaga level pitching right now. Different caliber of competition, but
a nice compliment. Yeah. First pitch offered to the number one hitter for the Jays is Damian Frazier, a called strike. He swings on the next one offered. It's 0-2 now.
Looks like he went for a breaking ball that broke away from the plate and tripped him up.
Well, the thing about Winsler is we remember seeing him throw mid to upper 70s and then the next pitch low 60s.
Yes, he just messes with those speeds and messes with the batters' heads.
Left-handed pitcher facing the left-handed hitter here in Damian Frazier. A 1-2 count is the next pitch, a little outside for ball one. Winsler, the 1-2, finds the zone and Frazier froze, as that is out number one here in the bottom of the first. Now we will see the number two hitter for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. It's Caleb Ginder. Little pitcher versus pitcher duel here.
Not to be confused with Mad Magazine, Spy versus Spy.
Ginder will step in the first delivered pitch.
Holy smokes, he
Winsler.
Got all of that one.
Back to center field, hits the fence.
Wow, that
at the warning track, digging in for two, and he has a legit double. Caleb Ginder like that one.
That was so close to being over the fence, and you could just hear it from the first second that ball hit that bat.
So a good job there by Caleb Ginder getting on base. Not only that, putting himself in scoring position, trying to get that run back that he had unfortunately let happen in the top of the first. He will get a courtesy runner. It is number 11, Oren Ball, for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Stepping into the box now, the number 3 hitter, Trey McGowan, also the catcher for the Jays this afternoon. His first chance to look at Brody Winsler. Oh, man. And that right there looked like it was going to be inside. And that's why Trey McGowan hesitated at the last second. It cuts right into the zone for strike one. And here's the 0-1 from Winsler. This time it is inside, evening it up at 1-1. He is really hard to gauge.
Yeah, already looks like he is feeling like he's going to pitch a gem tonight.
Swing and a miss for strike two now. McGowan behind the count, 1-2. With one out, one in scoring position, the Winamac Warriors lead 1-0. The tying run on second base. Swing and a miss. It gets past the catcher, Max Gerhardt. He chases it down. He will hold it. It allows Oren Ball, the courtesy runner, to get to 3. Trey McGowan gets to first on...
drop third strike.
Thank you. So good job there by Trey McGowan. Just taking off. He didn't know if it had gotten past Max Gerhardt. He just took off running. Gerhardt had to track it down all the way to the fence. By that point, Trey McGowan was already at first. So now runners in the corners for the Jays. It's Brody Bridegroom to step into the batter's box. The number 4 hitter for the Jays is the third best hitter on this team. He takes the first pitch for a called strike. Bridegroom comes into today a .333 average. Just a sophomore.
Yeah, he is an athlete for sure.
0-1 from Winsler. There goes McGowan to take 2. Bridegroom swings, misses. Gerhardt throws to the cutoff man. Braden Mathias at short, keeping Orrin Ball at 3, but now 2 runners in scoring position for the Jays. An 0-2 count with 1 out. Brody Bridegroom has an opportunity to get an RBI here. If not 1, maybe 2. On the year, it says he has 4 RBIs up to this point. He'll step back in to face Winsler. He checks the runner at 2. He'll deal the 0-2, and the...
Oh! Just missed that corner. I'll tell you, the real winner of this game is going to be whoever manages to bring us some of those delicious-smelling burgers.
Or the hot dogs. The 1-2 from Winsler. Ooh, dipping out of the way was Bridegroom.
I believe that was nose music. Just that hair high to be chin music, but not quite the top of the head music. Really mixing it up, these pitchers, when they're trying to get the batters off the plate.
The 2-2. Chopper to third. Jimenez picks it up, throws over to first. Oh, had the out. Wyatt Wheeler didn't have it. He had it in his glove, and he dropped it. So that will be no out there. They almost had the out at first. That means the advancing runner does cross home plate. That was the courtesy runner, Orrin Ball. So we have a tie ball game here in the bottom of the first right away, 1-1. Another run is 90 feet away, being Trey McGowan on third. So runners in the corners yet again here in the bottom of the first for the Jays. Winsler deals to Quinn Bales for his first appearance this afternoon, a called strike. Quinn Bales, a senior on this Blue Jay team.
Gosh, Mitch, the run was going to happen either way, but you hate to see such a sloppy mistake at first base like that so early in the game. You just,
had it in the glove.
Had it in the glove, he dropped it. Not just the play itself, but the risk of really causing Wheeler and the rest of the Warriors to get stuck inside their heads and not just focus on what comes next.
Next pitch offered is a called strike as Quinn Bales will go down looking. He swung at the 0-1, making it 0-2. That was to allow Brody Bridegroom to get to 2, which he did. So now 2 Jays in scoring position. 2 outs, 1-1, and Connor Benson steps in the box. The first pitch offered from Winsler is inside, a ball called. Benson, a .250 average coming into today. 3 RBIs up to this point, so Max Prep says. The 1-0 from Winsler. Swing and a miss up top. Benson wanted it. He evens it up at 1-1 now. The fact that the Jays were able to come right back at the Warriors here in the bottom of the first, I think, is a good sign for both teams.
I think you're right.
Breaking ball by Winsler finds the zone.
That was like Matisse painting that corner.
1-2 now is the count as Winsler is trying to get out of this inning without allowing any more runs. He will deal the 1-2. Swinging and missing is Connor Benson. That's strike number 3 and out number 3. 2 runners in scoring position left stranded, but 1 run crosses. The very important tying run. It's 1-1. The Jays and the Warriors taking a break, going to the top of the second. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
When you grow up on the land, you have an appreciation for it. When you grow up and work on a family farm, on land that is shared by members of a family, all working together as a team, that appreciation grows even more. They know what it's like to work as a team to get the job done. At Lawrence Farms of Knox, Todd and Josh Lawrence and family support the local high school teams and wish them success all through the season.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by First Farmers Bank and Trust, providing state-of-the-art banking with old-fashioned service. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and helping continue this tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. We go to the top of the second. tie ball game here in Sectional 34, Round 1, between the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. If that first inning is any indication of what we'll see this afternoon, Nathan, it's going to be a great game.
It is going to be a very competitive, tight game, I think, Mitch.
So for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, Caleb Ginder still on the mound, of course. That's the number one, as Ray Frazier kind of talked to us about in the Coca-Cola pregame show. And then for the Winamac Warriors, it looks like we will see Aiden Jimenez, the number 6, 7, and 8 hitter for the Winamac Warriors. Aiden Jimenez comes into today a 300 batting average, his 25th appearance at the plate.
Number 22, Aiden Jimenez.
Jimenez will step into the box. Is an on-base percentage of .417 as he swings and misses in the first pitch offered from Caleb Ginder. 0-1 count. Ginder right to work. He deals. Finds the zone again, and he's got a little extra on it as well. We saw several great breaking balls from Brody Winsler. Now we're seeing Caleb Ginder. The 0-2 swing and a miss. Aiden Jimenez inside at the hands, and he will go down swinging for out number 1 here in the top of the second.
Stepping up to the plate for Winamac.
It's Maddox Buzinski now stepping up for the Winamac Warriors. Buzinski, a 158 average on the year. 45th plate appearance on the season. 256 on base percentage as he takes the first pitch for a called ball. .1-0 from Ginder. Finds the zone. Strike 1. These even counts here.
Oh, tried to paint the corner and just colored out of the lines a little. Not unlike me when I try to be an artist.
2-1 from Ginder. Swung on and missed by Buzinski. Buzinski, a senior on this Winamac Warrior team. Of course, we remember him in the fall for the football team as he foul tips this one over the fence out of play.
Right over our heads.
Keeps it 2-2 here. Ginder. Ball inside. Full count now. Blue Jay Nation, Warrior Nation here in full force. The payoff from Ginder. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 and out number 2. As Buzinski goes down swinging, we will now see the catcher Max Gerhardt step into the box. Gerhardt had a great outing this past Friday against the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. 111 batting average.
Oh, that was pretty. That was a pretty strike.
First pitch called, strike. Ginder right to work on the 0-1, finds the zone again, 0-2, and now Gerhardt checks head coach Mark Gendricks at 3, kind of saying, what do you want me to do? He's coming at me.
Swing the dang bat, Max. I think that's what he's saying.
Ooh, in at the hands.
There's the chin music. There we go.
And Gerhardt backs off of it. 1-2 count now, and Ginder wastes no time. Swung on by Gerhardt, grabbed by the third baseman, Owen Tim.
That was a nice grab. That was some impressive reflex right there.
3 up and 3 down here in the top of the second. It's still 1-1. We take a break and come back. Bottom of the second on the way. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
At First Farmers Bank and Trust, agriculture has been a cornerstone of our business for more than 135 years. Our personal relationships within the ag community run deep for multiple generations. If you're looking for a financial partner that knows, understands, and supports agriculture, I'd love to hear from you. I'm Isaac Blue, ag banker at First Farmers. Come into our Knox, North Judson, or Culver branches, or visit us online at ffbt.com when you're ready to talk about growing your operation. First Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal opportunity lender.
Tonight's game is sponsored in part by Howard's Marathon of Winamac, serving Pulaski County for 44 years. Call 574-946-6894. Ask for Howard or Dean. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and being part of this wonderful tradition. We go to the bottom of the second, 1-1. The Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays are tied. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. Wow.
You know what? It's already just one inning through the game, a fresh start all over again. They've both put one on the board, but failed to execute beyond that. And so I guess Wensler's kind of coming in. Blank slate, tabula rasa.
He's trying to match what Ginder did.
Just going to have to do what Ginder did, and this is a pitcher's game so far.
We look out down the right field line. We see some fans in their vehicles tuned into WKVI, I hope. Poke your arm out and wave to us. We see you out there listening down the right field line. We appreciate you, as well as all of our fans here today. The hot dogs and hamburgers are grilling up quite nicely. Nathan and I are hoping for a hot dog before we get out of here. Of course, it's kind of hard to talk and eat at the same time.
I think I'm trying to juggle enough as it is. It will get very messy.
This is Noah Radke stepping into the batter's box for his first plate appearance of the afternoon. He takes the first pitch for a called ball from Brody Winsler. He's going right to work. Swing and a miss by Noah Radke. Evens up at 1-1 here. Saw great at-bats last Friday from Noah. As he comes in today.
Did he have two of every kind?
He swings and foul tips the next offered pitch, making it 1-2 now here for Noah Radke. Comes in today, his 26th plate appearance on the season. The 1-2 from Winsler. Swung on, popped up. Back to center field, and it will be gloved by the center fielder, Addison Allen, for the Winamac Warriors. That is out number 1 here in the bottom of the second.
Stepping up to the plate.
So now for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, the number 8 hitter, Owen Tim. Tim comes into today. .071 batting average on the year as he swings
low and outside
for strike number 1.
A lot of these kids, they like to play a little golf now and then.
0-1 from Winsler, swing and a miss by Tim, strike 2.
I would have liked to have had the pitch speedometer, the pitch radar for that one. He just couldn't wait long enough to swing at that one.
0-2 finds the zone, and going down looking is Owen Tim for out number 2. It will now bring the designated hitter, Doug Reed, up to bat for his first plate appearance on the afternoon. Reed comes in today as he takes the first pitch for a strike. Reed, only a sophomore on this Blue Jay team, a very young individual. He steps back in and looks at the 0-1 from Winsler. Just misses outside. You can literally hear the sizzling on the radio right now. Those hot dogs and hamburgers are getting cooked up nicely here at North Judson as the 1-1 from Winsler. Swing and a miss for strike 2.
I tell you, Mitch, I think the only thing sizzling more than those burgers and dogs are the pitchers so far tonight.
They're coming into their own here.
They really are. This is shaping up to be a classic pitcher's duel.
Swing and a miss. Winsler gets him, and that is out number 3. 3 up, 3 down, just like the top of the second. We're going to take a break and come back. Top of the third is on the way.
Howard's Marathon in Winamac has a reputation built on getting things done right. With 30 years experience as an ASE Master Auto Technician, Dean Wentz is the right choice for the auto repairs or service. From auto computer diagnostic checks to new batteries and tires, they can take care of it all. Howard's Marathon is a proud supporter of area high school sports and wishes all teams a great season. Howard's Marathon, 121 South Monticello Street in Winamac. Call 574-946-6894.
Today's game is brought to you in part by McGrath Refrigeration, a family-owned business since 1967, and your local Armstrong Air Dealer. Call them for all your heating and cooling needs at 574-772-3575. McGrath Refrigeration, where the temperature is always just right. 1-1 here in Sectional 34, Round 1, between these two rivals, the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We've got Nathan Orger on the call this afternoon. Other than that first inning, maybe first inning jitters is what you would call it potentially. These pitchers are coming together.
They have both thrown, if my unofficial count is correct, exactly 32 pitches over 2 innings.
Both of them.
And both of them, Wensler's spread was a little bit closer. Both of them more pitches in that rough first inning, and they both settled down in the second for sure.
So stepping up to bat for the Winamac Warriors is the number 9 hitter. We'll see the 9, 1, and 2 hitters for the Warriors. It's Brody Winsler, the pitcher. His first plate appearance to see what Caleb Ginder has in store. Of course, Ginder had a big-time hit on Winsler.
Yes, he did. I feel like Wensler's got to be up there thinking it's time to repay the favor.
He takes the first pitch for a ball outside, and Ginder delivers. Swing and a miss by Winsler. Evens up at 1-1 here. Right to work, Ginder. Just outside for ball 2.
It'll be Wensler, and then back to the top of the Winamac order.
Swung on, the 2-1, popped up, back to left center field.
And what did we say? Repaying that favor with the double. His a little more to left center than Ginder's, who is more to center, but right, one good turn deserves another.
So Brody Winsler returns the favor to Caleb Ginder. He puts himself in scoring position on second. It looks like he will have a courtesy runner as well. That is number 2, Will Malco for the Winamac Warriors. So a runner in scoring position for the Warriors with nobody out here in the top of the third. The Warriors are trying to do exactly what they did in the top of the first, and that was put a runner on the board.
If you want to win, you better put a run on it.
First pitch from Ginder misses up top. Little breaking action there for ball 1. It's Addison Allen, the number 1 hitter for his second plate appearance on the afternoon.
He struck out on 4 pitches in the first.
Swing, foul tip on the next offered pitch. Evens it up at 1-1 here. Allen, one of those athletes on this Winamac Warrior team we know so well. Ginder deals. Just misses outside.
Not enough to send Malco, though, who looked like he thought third base was looking tasty.
Addison Allen, .259 average on the season, his 68th plate appearance on the year. He has 9 RBIs up to this point. Ginder deals the 2-1, misses. McGowan throws down to second to Brody Bridegroom. Will Malco touches the bag first. He is safe. So a 3-1 count here to Addison Allen.
McGowan's toss was a little off to the second base side of the bag, but a very nice laser beam out to Bridegroom there.
3-1, just misses low and outside, and it will walk Addison Allen. And if I'm not mistaken, that may be the first walk of the afternoon, and here comes manager Ray Frazier to have a chat with the infield. And if I'm not mistaken, Nathan, was that Ginder's first walk of the afternoon?
You are correct. He is, by my scoring, he has given up 1 hit and let 1 other on an error, and then he's been lights out otherwise up until, or 2 hits, with that double to start this inning, but he has been pretty solid so far.
See, I think this is just head coach Ray Frazier coming in here, top of the third. There's 1 in scoring position for the Warriors, 2 on total with no outs. Probably just a little bit of a pep
talk.
talk.
You know what? This has been a pitcher's duel. Ginder is slipping just a hair. It's a good time for Rabe to get out there and just calm him down, remind him, that scoreboard still says 1-1. It is still early in the game. There is no reason that Ginder and McGowan can't just play catch and get this done.
So now stepping in, Connor Burton for his second appearance on the afternoon.
He reached on what I've ruled as an error, might have been a single to third base with a more generous scorer, and then eventually scored on that Wyatt Wheeler single to right.
Swings and misses on the first offered pitch from Ginder. 0-1 count. He'll step back in.
I'll tell you, though, Rabe Frazier is actually the reason I am such a stingy manager of the scorebook. Back when he was an assistant coach for Ted White, and the 2 years I rode the pine for the Blue Jay team and turned keeping book into a little bit of an artwork as much as a science. Rabe at least back then, he did not like to give credit if he didn't feel it was really truly due, and I kind of learned from that. Yeah, you want these guys to have good-looking stats, but you want it to be an honest reflection, and you don't want to hurt the pitcher's stats when somebody else is at fault.
1-2 count by Burton, swung on and missed for strike number 3, and he will go down swinging as that is out number 1. The Warriors still have a runner in scoring position. It's Will Malco, the courtesy runner, on second, and then at first is Addison Allen. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the third, 1-1. Tie ball game here in Sectional 34, round 1, as we see Wyatt Wheeler step into the box, swings and misses.
As I had just mentioned, Wheeler had that RBI single in the first to right field to account for Winamac's only run so far.
Comes into today a very good .345 batting average, his 69th appearance on the season. He has 10 RBIs up to this point. Checking the runner at first was Ginder, throwing over to Damian Frazier, but safe is Addison Allen. 0-1 count here to Wyatt Wheeler, the number 3 hitter for the Warriors. In at the hands, swings on it, and a foul ball will be called. 0-2 now to Wyatt Wheeler. So you see the mound visit for Rabe Frazier. Since then, Ginder is able to get Burton out swinging, and now he's ahead of the count, 0-2 to Wheeler.
Yep. Like I said, sometimes you just need to call him down, remind him what the scoreboard says, and let him do what he does well. I was talking to Ginder before the game. His mom almost didn't make it today. She was flying home from somewhere, and her airplane had a nail in the tire. I've never heard of a nail in the tire of an airplane.
Wow.
Yeah. But she made it, and she is downstairs, and she may be helping with the burgers that we are craving.
The next pitch was inside, ball called. Ginder will deal the 1-2. Foul tip now for Wyatt Wheeler, trying to stay alive here. And it might be the first time we've seen Ginder take a little bit more time than he had up to this point between each pitch.
He's maintained quite a rapid pace up till now, and sometimes if you want to calm down, you got to slow yourself down.
Fouled off to the right, out of play.
There is only one vehicle parked way out down the right field line, and that had to have been no more than 10 or 15 feet from the sole vehicle out there.
1-2 the count. Ginder to Wheeler. Outside, ball 2. A little bit of a duel here between these two.
Credit to Wheeler for making Ginder work. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just foul as many as you can off, be careful with those balls, and let the pitcher tire himself out so you don't have to do as much work. This is 7 pitches in this at-bat alone, which is half as many as he threw in the entire second inning.
Next pitch was fouled down the left field line, keeping it 2-2 here for Wyatt Wheeler. Ginder, the 2-2. Finds the zone, and Wheeler just let it go by. He was not happy with himself. He will go down looking, and that is out number 2. And Ginder will now face off against the cleanup hitter, Braden Mathias, with a runner in scoring position. You better believe Mathias is hoping to bring the courtesy runner, Will Malco, home. He's got Addison Allen at first.
Ginder took him down on 5 pitches in the first with a strikeout swinging.
First pitch offer just misses up top for ball 1. Mathias, good eye there. Ginder checks the courtesy runner at 2. He deals the 1-0, swing and a miss for strike 1. Mathias, a .295 average coming into today, just a junior on this Warrior team. Next pitch inside, and Mathias says, hey, it grazed my elbow. Home plate umpire says, get back in there. 2-1 now from Ginder to Mathias.
Toughen these kids up a little bit anyway.
And there's the zone.
You know, that was painting the corner. I kind of wonder if Ginder might have got a little help after that back talk from Mathias. So
2-2 from Ginder to Braden Mathias with 2 outs. Ooh.
I would never admit that I was ever like this, but it is true that sometimes umpires, being humans as well, you respect them.
Yeah.
They're going to respect you, and if you don't, it might hurt you, kind of like getting pulled over by a cop. The cooler you are with them, the cooler they're likely to be with you, as Mathias takes the walk on a ball in the dirt.
Yeah, it looks like Ginder wasn't happy with the pitch right before that. He thought it found the zone. It just missed low and away, making it a full count. The next pitch that followed walked Braden Mathias. So now the bases are juiced here with 2 outs, top of the 3rd. We see John Malco step into the box for his 2nd appearance on the afternoon. Swings on one deep back to left field. Quinn Bales trying to make something happen. Oh! My
goodness! That is a memorable 2nd appearance.
That is a grand slam by John Malco. He brought all the runners home as well as himself.
First pitch swinging, home run to left field. Gosh dang, that was impressive.
4-1 now is the score as the Winamac Warriors have an impressive performance right there. That is a play we will remember. John Malco deep to left field over the fence. The left field line says 305 feet. It went every bit of 10 to 15 feet past that. So a grand slam for John Malco. My goodness.
Number 22. Aiden
With 2 outs, we now see Aiden Jimenez step into the batter's box.
Struck out his first time at the plate on 3 straight pitches.
First pitch offered gets away from Ginder for a ball 1 here.
Wow. You know, I hope Chris Madsen isn't listening to hear me say this, but I hope I didn't just jinx the Jays with them out to say, but this does feel like that real striking first. We just witnessed that.
And you had kind of talked about that in the Auto Park keys to the game. Who will strike first?
That was pretty, they both got 1 run on the first, but that is a big way to say, hello, we're Winamac and we're taking over here in North Judson today.
Jimenez swings and misses on the next offered pitch. 2-1 count now from Ginder to Jimenez. Just misses outside. Ginder may be a little shaken there. We'll see how he handles this adversity. First bit of adversity he's probably seen in a while.
Oh.
And he will end up walking Aiden Jimenez. So the inning is still alive for the Warriors as they lead 5-1. I had mentioned 4-1. That was because John Malco hadn't crossed home plate at that point. So the score is 5-1. The Winamac Warriors lead the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays.
Buzinski struck out after a good at-bat in the 2nd inning.
As Maddox Buzinski will swing and pop foul out of play, the first offered pitch from Ginder.
Buzinski was responsible for 7 of Ginder's 14 pitches in that inning.
The 0-1. Missed up top for ball one. Sun poking out here in North Judson. The wind is blowing east. Ginder misses the next offered pitch, making it 2-1 now here.
That wind, that flag in center field looks like it's waving a little more rapidly than at the start of the game.
Ooh. Inside, gets past Trey McGowan, and that will advance Aiden Jimenez to 2. So now a 3-1 count here for Caleb Ginder. Next pitch misses low and outside, and that will walk Maddox Buzinski, and he takes his base. So now we will see Max Gerhardt for the Winamac Warriors step into the box for his second appearance this afternoon.
Number 7, Max Gerhardt.
Two outs, one in scoring position. First pitch offered from Ginder to Gerhardt is a called strike. What was he able to do in his first appearance?
Gerhardt lined out that rocket to Owen Tim at third base to end the inning.
Takes the next pitch for a called strike. 0-2 now, and Ginder an opportunity to get out of this inning.
He is the 9th batter of the inning.
Ooh.
If the Jays can't lock it down with this at bat, they're really going to mess up my scorebook and going to force me to cross out that 4 and have a second, third inning column here.
1-2 from Ginder. Chopper to short. They throw to third to get the force out, and they do for out number 3.
Looked like Tim stumbled a little there, but he managed to kick that base and/or apply the tag. Looks like he tried for both.
2 runners left stranded, but 4 runs cross here in the top of the third as the Warriors take a commanding lead, 5-1. We pause and come back. Bottom of the third on the way. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It takes smart planning by a skilled expert to get you just the right heating, cooling, and energy-efficient system for your home. McGrath Refrigeration can install an affordable Armstrong air system that will cut your energy costs while enhancing your comfort. You'll see the difference in your first energy bill. Give McGrath Refrigeration your local Armstrong dealer a call today at 574-772-3575. That's 574-772-3575. McGrath Refrigeration, where the temperature is always just right.
We thank Farm Fertilizer for sponsoring tonight's broadcast. Call them at 574-867-2441. That's Farm Fertilizer, helping to move the bar on yield and crop investment returns. Mark's Body Shop in Knox is also proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. If you ever need collision repair, contact Mark at 574-772-7003. 5-1, the Winamac Warriors lead the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays here in round 1 of Sectional 34 from North Judson, Indiana. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. My goodness, the Warriors got the bats going there in that last half inning.
They really did. If my count is correct, Ginder needed 41 pitches to get out of that inning after having thrown 32 combined in the first and second.
You say how many?
41.
Okay, that's what I had as well.
Oh, perfect.
My goodness. So Ginder took a little bit longer than he had anticipated there in the top of the third, but he gets out of the inning finally, only allowing those 4 runs. They could be very important runs when it gets down to it. But like we had mentioned, it's 5-1, the Warriors lead, and now we will see number 32, Damian Frazier for the Blue Jays, his second appearance of the afternoon. He pops one up foul, and it will be gloved by the third baseman, Aiden Jimenez, for out number 1. Looked like they almost ran into each other there.
I appreciate the aggressiveness that Frazier just showed, but anytime you get out swinging at the first pitch, I feel a little,
So So now this will bring up Caleb Ginder for his second plate appearance on the afternoon. He had a big-time double in his first plate appearance, back to center field, left center, and Brody Winsler will deal the first offered pitch outside. Ball called here.
I mean, Ginder's really got to be feeling the weight of the world on his shoulders right now. Like, he needs to at least to match what he did in his first at-bat here to keep things going for the Jays.
Next pitch offered to Ginder's a called strike. Big time shout out to Justin Ruff tuning in. Winamac Warrior alum. Very happy with that John Malco grand slam, as here's the next offered pitch to Ginder. Swing and a miss, off-speed pitch by Brody Winsler. It's now 1-2 to Caleb Ginder. Winsler hits the dirt, gets past Gerhardt, but nobody on. So that makes it 2-2 now here. One out, bottom of the third. Ginder steps in. Winsler, the 2-2. Breaking ball stayed up top, didn't break enough, and that will make it a full count here to Caleb Ginder. Pitcher versus pitcher here. The right-handed hitter versus the left-handed pitcher. Winsler, the payoff. And he will end up walking Caleb Ginder, so Ginder will take his base.
Not quite a double to the center field wall, but you will take anything you can get right now to get things going for the Jays.
He will also get a courtesy runner, and that's Oren Ball, courtesy running for Caleb Ginder. We will now see Trey McGowan, the number 3 hitter, step into the batter's box for his second plate appearance this afternoon.
Number 3, Trey McGowan.
1 on, 1 out. Bottom of the third, Trey McGowan for his second appearance this afternoon. Winsler outside for ball 1. Just a beautiful day here in North Judson, Indiana. Winsler inside, dipping out of the way is McGowan for ball 2. Wind picking up, blowing east. Sun shining bright. Next pitch just misses up top for ball 3 now. Winsler behind in the count. You probably don't want to play around too much if you're Winsler, as the next one's inside and will walk Trey McGowan.
McGowan, I don't know how serious he was, but I think he showed bunt there for a second.
So Brody Bridegroom will come up to bat for his second plate appearance this afternoon. You see Max Gerhardt heading out along with manager Mark Hendricks to have a word here, kind of similar to probably what Ray Frazier had talked with Caleb Ginder about.
You know, baseball is a game of superstition, and I'm just sitting there thinking, you know, before Ray came out, Caleb was a little rocky, but not a lot of damage had been done. And after he did, the train kind of derailed. And I hope Hendricks' visit doesn't have that same effect on his Warriors. I just actually, speaking of that, watched Mark Hendricks intentionally bump into Frazier at third base a little bit. You mentioned before the game started, there's a good relationship between these coaches here, but just sort of put his arms in front of his shoulders and rammed into the head coach of the Blue Jays.
Oh, those two have such a good relationship. Of course, when you hear Mark Hendricks, he doesn't call Coach Frazier Rabe, he calls him Raby. As the next pitch offered by Winsler gets past Max Gerhardt, advancing both runners, the courtesy runner Oren Ball to 3 and Trey McGowan to 2. So 2 runners in scoring position for the Jays with 1 out, bottom of the third. This is exactly what they needed to have happen to get back at that grand slam done to them in the top. So Brody Bridegroom will step back in with an 0-1 count. Winsler kicks, deals. Swung on, popped up high. Gerhardt trying to make a play on it. And it will go over the fence. And
Gerhardt really just about collided with the fence going after that one. Kudos to him for that hustle.
So it evens up at 1-1 here. It almost hit a Blue Jay fan a young Blue Jay fan there.
That's part of the joy of the game is that you are in play.
Winsler now, just like Ginder, taking more time than he had at the start of this game. Deals the 1-1, popped up foul over their heads again.
I just took a look out to the Blue Jays bleachers, and I see that my buddy Molly Mad Dog Madsen, number one pitcher for the softball team, is here cheering on the boys.
It's good to see Molly.
Tough loss for the girls last night. Glad to see she's rebounded enough here to show a little school spirit.
1-2 from Winsler.
Wow. Sat him down.
My goodness. Huge breaking ball, and going down looking is Brody Bridegroom for out number 2. And now we will see the left fielder, Quinn Bales, step into the box for his second appearance this afternoon.
Bales struck out looking on 3 pitches in the first.
Winsler deals inside, and jumping out of the way is Bales. He has an opportunity to get at least 1 RBI, maybe 2 here with 2 in scoring position. 2 outs. The 1-0. Slicer up the middle. It'll bring Owen Ball home. And going home is Trey McGowan. We will have another run cross. So 2 more runs cross for the Jays. Would you call that an RBI or 2 RBI single?
I think so. I think that was fair to credit.
So good job by Quinn Bales to get that 2 RBI single. The Jays strike back here in the bottom of the third. They allowed 4 runs in the top. They get 2 of those back. It's 5-3 now. The Winamac Warriors lead here in Sectional 34, round 1. We will now see another senior on this Blue Jay team. It's Connor Benson, the center fielder. He swings on the first offered pitch. Back to center field, and it is gloved by the center fielder for the Winamac Warriors, Addison Allen, and that is out number 3. A runner left stranded in Quinn Bales, but 2 runs cross. It's 5-3. The Winamac Warriors lead the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays.
The key to high-yielding crops is accurate and dependable soil testing. This is Andy Awald of Farm Fertilizers and Seeds. Having the right information to make the most profitable fertility decisions is what Image Services from Farm Fertilizers and Seeds is all about. We combine cutting-edge technology and computerized record-keeping with a common-sense approach to soil sampling and fertilizer recommendations. Whether it be by management zone for field-level applications or grid-based for variable rate applications, count on Image Services by Farm Fertilizers and Seeds for your soil service needs this fall.
Join Culver's Portside Marina for their summer kickoff Saturday, May 25th. Enjoy live music, food trucks, and a beer garden from 2 to 6 p.m. Eastern. Culver's Portside is also proud to announce they are expanding to Bass Lake. Slip rentals, boat storage, and self-service fuel pumps will all be available this summer. Call them at 574-842-5000. That's Culver's Portside Marina. We go to the top of the 4th. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. 5-3, the Winamac Warriors lead their rival, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, here in Sectional 34, round 1 on KVB's WKVI. Quite a game we're witnessing here between these two teams. The Warriors were able to put up 4 runs in the top of the third. The Jays were able to get 2 of those back.
Not enough, but there is still time. We have a special guest in here, although she's a little microphone shy. Molly Madsen, whom we were just mentioning, has stepped in to say hello.
It's good to see you,
on the
Molly.
softball team.
Supporting the Blue Jays here today, trying to come back in this one. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, as now we will see Brody Winsler for the Winamac Warriors, the pitcher, step into the batter's box. For his second appearance this afternoon, he swings on the first offered pitch, foul tip out of play. Ginder. Next pitch up top, evens up at 1-1 here.
Before she was the number 1 pitcher for the softball team, her 8th grade year, Molly hung out in the press box with me all year. So we got to be buddies. And it's nice to have her back up here with me again.
Well, they're going to have to do the press box here like they did over there at the softball field.
Molly's dad did a nice job flooring and painting that, making it a little more comfortable. Thank you, Chris Madsen.
Next pitch offered to Brody Winsler, swings
Can't believe I said
and misses.
this much nice about him on the air.
Evens up at 2-2 here to Winsler, and Ginder goes right to work. Oh, strike called, and Winsler goes down looking for out number 1. And we will go back to the top of the batting order. It's center fielder Addison Allen for his third plate appearance already this afternoon. With 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 4th. Addison Allen, his third plate appearance. What's he done up to this point?
He has struck out and walked, later scoring on that Malco mash.
Ball up top. First pitch offered by Ginder. Right to work, the 1-0. Chopper to short. Throws over to first. Ooh.
In and out of Frazier's glove.
When it did that, it actually hit the shoulder of Addison Allen. He's shaking that off. But the shortstop, number 17, Javen Christensen, slings it over
Stepping up to the plate,
to Damian Frazier to just get past the glove.
number 4, Connor.
So that allows Addison Allen to get to first cleanly.
You know, that is not the sort of thing that Ginder needs to start off the inning.
1 on, 1 out, top of the 4th, 5-3, the Warriors lead. Ginder checks the runner at first, sliding in safe is Allen. Probably will see them there. He throws over again. As I was just getting ready to see, or I was just getting ready to say, Nathan, you will probably see the pitchers keep an eye on each runner.
Absolutely.
More so than they had at the beginning, as here they throw out. They knew what they were doing. Trey McGowan gets it up to the second baseman, Brody Bridegroom. Allen got the sign to steal. The Jays knew it was coming. They throw a ball out. McGowan slings it to Bridegroom for out number 2, and Allen didn't get there in time. So now nobody on with 2 outs. Bottom of the 4th, the Jays defense played well there.
That was exceptional play calling by the Jays dugout.
Ginder, the 1-0 outside. This is number 4, Connor Burton, for his third appearance today. 2-0 from Ginder. Finds the zone. 2-1 now. And Burton, up to this point, what's he provided for the Warriors?
He reached on an error to third and scored in the first, and then struck out swinging in the third.
Next pitch up top, ball 3 now. So a 3-1 count here from Caleb Ginder to Connor Burton here in the top of the 4th. He will end up walking Connor Burton. So Burton will take his base. With 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, Ginder will now face Wyatt Wheeler for the third time this afternoon. Wyatt Wheeler, we may have mentioned earlier, comes into today a 345 average. This is his 70th plate appearance on the season. As he will swing on the first pitch offered, a chopper past the third baseman, Owen Tim, back to left field, picked up by Quinn Bales. It will advance Connor Burton to 2. So a nice base hit there by Wyatt Wheeler with 2 outs. This will now bring up the number 4 hitter, Braden Mathias, for the Warriors. A runner in scoring position, and that being Connor Burton. Trying to bring him home. The Warriors do not want to let up anytime soon. Ginder. Mathias pops one up foul over our heads, out of play, making it 0-1 now.
Struck out in the first and then walked in the third, later scoring on Malco's grand slam.
Next pitch just slow for ball 1. Got an interesting text here from Harold Welter I'll share with you in a moment, as the next pitch from Ginder is a called strike. It is now 1-2.
Glad to have you listening, Harold.
But Harold wanted me to tell you, Molly, that Knox Redskin fans love you except for 7 innings a year. She said, that's great, Harold, as going down swinging is Braden Mathias. 2 runners left stranded, no runs cross. 5-3's the score. The Winamac Warriors lead the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We are now in the 4th inning stretch. Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning is helping continue this wonderful tradition on KVB's WKVI. If you are ever uncomfortable in your home, give third-generation owner Brian Hammond a call at 574-936-4660, serving the local area since 1936. We appreciate Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning in their support toward helping continue this tradition. You're listening to the 4th inning stretch, sponsored by Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack in Winamac is proud to be part of the broadcast this evening. Web Printing and JT Shirt Shack provides all your printing, screen printing, apparel, and embroidery needs. Call 574-946-3551 and ask for Tina if you want to look cool like the KVB crew. We appreciate them and their support toward helping continue this tradition. Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning 4th inning stretch here on KVB's WKVI. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger, also the PA announcer today here at Blue Jay Baseball Field. Doing it all is Mr. Orger as we go to the bottom of the 4th, 5-3. The Warriors lead the Jays. The Jays up to bat now. It's their turn, I would assume.
Yes, it is. Ginder certainly calmed down in that inning through, I believe, 17 pitches compared to 41 in the 3rd inning. And the Jays only trail by 2. It's time for them, I guess, to pick things back up.
We will start with the number 7, then we will see the number 8 and the number 9 hitter for the Jays here in the bottom of the 4th. It's Noah Radke, the right fielder.
Noah Radke.
And now, correct me if I'm wrong, Nathan, is this his second plate appearance on the afternoon?
You are correct. He took a deep fly ball to center his first at-bat.
First pitch offered, swing and a foul, line drive down the left field line. Brody Winsler still on the mound for the Warriors, doing a very good job up to this point. He deals the 0-1 to Radke. Outside, just misses. Evens up at 1-1 here. Next pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2, Noah Radke. And I'm not kidding. You barely look at the scoreboard, it's already up to date. Lauren Thompson is one of the best in the area, and I've said it here first.
Lauren, you're doing a fine job.
1-2, up top for ball 2. I mean, I barely looked up at the scoreboard, and she already had it.
I think she's paying better attention than we are to the count, too.
Definitely. The 2-2 from Winsler gets away from him, and that will make it a full count now.
Don't take it for granted, Lauren. When you get to be our age, your brain just isn't moving as fast.
Hey, don't lump me in with your age.
Yeah, I know. I probably got like a decade on you. I know. Whatever.
Winsler, the payoff, popped up. And it will be almost gloved by Wyatt Wheeler, the first baseman. Tried to basket catch it as he's running back toward the right field line.
Would have been pretty spectacular if he had made that, but...
So it stays a full count here. Winsler, the payoff. Chopper down left field line goes foul. Another big time shout out. Want to let Paul Dunn know we appreciate him listening. Of course, Paul Dunn, an assistant coach on the Culver Cavs Baseball Club. He said, we're sounding pretty good. It sounds like a classic game, he said.
Well, good to hear from you, Paul.
Still a full count here for Brody Winsler in
this
a
is
duel.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Radke is really working him.
And he will end up walking Radke.
I was pretty close, I felt.
So Radke will take his base with no outs. He is on first. We will now see Owen Tim for his second plate appearance this afternoon. Owen Tim in his first at bat.
He struck out watching in the second.
Winsler steps off the bump, looking at Radke at first. And like we had kind of mentioned a few moments ago, this point in the game, you're going to see the pitchers take more time and look at each runner on base. As here's a chopper to short. Oh, it gets under the legs of Braden Mathias, and it advances Noah Radke to 2. So potentially reaching first on error, I would.
That is an E6, unfortunately, for Mathias.
So with no outs, one in scoring position, one on first, we will now see number 2 for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. This is Doug Reed.
Got some sort of timeout going on, and Coach Frazier consulting with Radke for a moment. Looks like things are getting back underway.
So Reed steps back in. Winsler delivers. Bunt shown, and it goes foul down the left field line. Be interesting to see what happens here with no outs, 2 on, 1 in scoring position. And Doug Reed, the number 9 hitter, if he can load the bases up for the Jays, it would take him back to the top of the batting order to see Damian Frazier.
Frazier really, as a leadoff hitter especially, needs a chance to step up. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Might be his time as he's waiting here in the on-deck circle. Oh,
he gets the bunt. Back to Winsler. Throws over to first. They get the out, but it advances both runners to 2 and 3. So 2 runners in scoring position. Good job there.
That was a nice sack bunt. I am always a fan of the sacrifice bunt. It's a small ball thing that isn't appreciated as much these days, but I always love it.
So now back to the top of the batting order for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. It's Damian Frazier for his third plate appearance of the afternoon. The left-handed hitter facing the left-handed pitcher from Brody Winsler. 2 in scoring position for the Jays. The tying run on second. First pitch called strike from Winsler. Frazier just to see what he has. It's 0-1 now. Big opportunity for Damian Frazier to potentially tie it here in the 4th. Next pitch, breaking ball, made Frazier duck out of the way, and then at the last second it cuts in, but still inside for ball 1. So now it's even count, 1-1 here. Winsler. Half swing, maybe a check swing almost, but he gets a piece of it. Frazier does, and it goes foul down the left field line. 1-2 now the count here. One, two.
Coach Frazier letting Damian have a piece or two of his mind there between pitches.
Ooh, strike called, gets past Gerhardt, but Frazier will advance to first. Nope, not in time. Gerhardt throws down to Wyatt Wheeler for out number 2. It keeps both runners at second and third, and now we will see Caleb Ginder up to bat for his third appearance this afternoon. He already has a double on the day. That was in his first appearance.
And then he walked and scored.
Oh, they're going to intentionally walk him.
Yeah, that is.
So they will intentionally walk Caleb Ginder, loading the bases up with 2 outs. They're going to take their luck here with Trey McGowan, the catcher, who already had his catching gear on his shins. So he is going to get that equipment taken off. Oren Ball will come in to courtesy run for Caleb Ginder. And here comes Trey McGowan with a huge opportunity for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. Not just one huge, not just two. This is 3 huges here with the bases loaded.
Big freaking deal.
Huge
and
hit.
He delivers.
He will bring 1 run home. He will also bring the tying run home. And standing in at third is Orrin Ball, a 2 RBI single for Trey McGowan as he ties this ball game up here in the bottom of the 4th.
You know what? That was about as beautifully placed in right center as you can imagine. Just a liner over the second baseman's head. Boom.
Wow. What a play by Trey McGowan with 2 outs. Don't forget that. He just did that with 2 outs. It's a tie ball game, and now
and
here.
on the first pitch, no less.
No less. And there goes McGowan to take 2. Bridegroom will let it go by for a called strike. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Jays. They don't want this inning to end.
No, sir, they do not.
This is the cleanup hitter, Brody Bridegroom, and what an opportunity for the sophomore to make something happen right here and right now for the Jays. 0-1 from Winsler. Just misses the zone low. Evens up at 1-1 here. We had talked about it at the end of the first, if it was any indication of how this game would play out. So far, it is just exactly as we had talked about in the first. As here's Bridegroom, grounder to third. Jimenez picks it up, throws over to first, and it is in time to Wyatt Wheeler. Wow. The Warriors get out of the inning.
Everything about that play felt a little slow motion, from the throw from Jimenez to Wheeler to the umpire's delayed call. I was on the edge of my seat.
2 runners left stranded, but 2 runs cross. Very important runs as it ties this ball game up 5-5 here in Sectional 34 Round 1 between the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We are taking a break and coming back. More action up next. You're listening to KVB's WKVI.
Real magic is everywhere. It's in your mom's cooking, in 4-hour dinners with friends, in that first bite of something new, and in the fizz of a Coca-Cola. Now with so many options for less than $5, the Coca-Cola Value Collection will help you make the most out of every magic moment for so much less. Taste the magic for less with Coca-Cola.
Zingo Express of Knox is a proud sponsor of tonight's action. Stop by Zingo Express in Knox and fuel up both you and your vehicle the Zingo Express way. Tonight's game is also brought to you in part by Todd and Josh Lawrence of Lawrence Farms. We thank Todd and Josh Lawrence for supporting local high school sports. We have got a doozy here in North Judson, Indiana. Sectional 34, Round 1 between the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. It's a tie ball game. 5-5 as we go to the top of the 5th. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Origer.
What a beautiful day, what a beautiful afternoon for some baseball, and what a great game we are watching. I'm starting to feel as if maybe my keys to the game I wasn't quite on, because we have seen the Jays took a lot of time the second time, but they have answered every run the Warriors have put up. Talk about a back-and-forth epic game to start this Sectional 34.
Caleb Ginder still on the mound for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. We will now see the designated hitter John Malco up to bat for, I believe, his 3rd plate appearance this afternoon. He had a huge at-bat his last time up.
Yes, he did. After striking out in the first, he just absolutely walloped a grand slam to left field.
Swings and misses on the actually a foul tip on the 0-1, makes it 0-2. You know, John Malco, a very talented basketball player on the Winamac Warriors squad, and he gets a grand slam here in the spring as he will get beamed here as he was halfway swinging, and at the same time the pitch comes in at the chest here, and he is on the ground, not feeling good at all here. He is taking his left glove off. It's shaking. Oh, man, he is in excruciating pain.
I'm curious as to what the call here may be, because he was hit while mid-swing. Looks like the home plate umpire is conferring with Coach Hendricks.
Yeah, we'll see what they call. It looks like that's exactly what Trey McGowan was arguing. He will come out to the mound to have a quick word with Caleb Ginder as the Warriors tend to John Malco. My goodness. Gets the grand slam, and then at his next plate appearance, takes one on the left hand or wrist. It looks like he's going to be helped
Not
up.
the first time in the history of baseball seen something like that happen after an at-bat like his previous game. I'm not saying intentional, not even subconscious, but it's not unprecedented.
Well, just to let him, not necessarily wanting to hit him, but he wanted to get something inside to dip him out of the way. So it looks like John is still taking some breaths
here.
here.
He took a rough one right there.
You see all the assistant coaches along with head coach Mark Hendricks. They're having a quick word with Trey McGowan, joking around. Hendricks will tap Malco on the helmet. I think Malco is going to step back in here with
Looks
an
like
0-2.
they're calling a strike on that.
Or foul, one of the two. So 0-2 here is the count as Malco will step back in. Wow. Ginder to deliver. Swing and a miss. Strike three, and Malco goes down swinging for out number one here in the top of the fifth. We will now see Aiden Jimenez for his third time this afternoon, the senior on this Winamac Warrior team. Jimenez, a 300 average coming into this afternoon. He will swing and miss the first pitch offered from Ginder, 0-1 the count. Ginder, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. And this is where you don't want to get sloppy if you're Winamac here.
No. You work so hard to put those 5 runs up only to have the Jays come back. You cannot give up. Cannot get lazy. You cannot get sloppy. You've got to keep your heads in this game and produce some more runs.
Next pitch offered, ball up top and outside. Makes it 1-2 here from Ginder as he deals. Ooh. Check swing. They call him safe.
Oh, no. Called that he called it a swing, and he just struck out on that in the dirt as McGowan applies the tag.
So McGowan picks it up and had the presence of mind to tag Jimenez for out number 2. And now we will see Maddox Buzinski step into the box for another appearance this afternoon. And I believe this is his third today, if I'm not mistaken.
You are correct. He has struck out, walked, and now he has hit a very long, very high double to center field.
It got over the head of Connor Benson, so standing in with a double is Maddox Buzinski. Swings on the first offered pitch, and now he puts himself in scoring position. Big time job there by Buzinski, and now we will see Max Gerhardt step into the box.
Catcher, number 7, Max Gerhardt.
Gerhardt, also the catcher for the Warriors, has done a very good job this afternoon as the catcher. He will step in for his third appearance this afternoon with 2 outs, 1 in scoring position.
He is grounded in a 6-5 forced play fielder's choice and lined a rocket to Owen Tim at third base.
First pitch offered, a called strike. Ginder, the 0-1, swing and a miss by Gerhardt. We got a pickle. Buzinski going to 3, sliding in, and he is safe. McGowan throws to 2, and in that time frame, Buzinski says, I'm going. And at that time, Bridegroom throws down to 3 to Owen Tim. Not in time. Buzinski safe, and the go-ahead run is 90 feet away for the Warriors.
You gotta appreciate the aggressiveness that Coach Hendricks' Warriors are showing right now. They know that every run counts and that the Jays are going to come knocking every time they knock.
Ginder deals the 0-2 to Gerhardt up top, ball called. He steps back in. What an opportunity here for Max Gerhardt. Ginder, the 1-2, just misses,
and
evens up 2-2.
You can see Gerhardt was really interested in that pitch and actually looked like he locked up like he couldn't pull the trigger, and he got lucky that it didn't quite hit the plate.
Gerhardt has 6 RBIs coming into today.
Oh, that called strike 3. I'm not typically one to question the umpires, but that looked pretty close to the one he just called. But
so going
the Jays
down
are gonna take
looking is Gerhardt. The go-ahead run was left stranded on third, as that is the top of the fifth. Still tied 5-5. We take a break and come back. Bottom of the fifth is on the way.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas, average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Nepco Crane and Equipment Services, specializing in mobile crane service. Call Joe Nepp at 1-800-590-2272 for all your residential, commercial, and agricultural crane needs. We go to the bottom of the fifth. Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. 5-5 between the Winamac Warriors and their rival, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. It's sectional 34, round one.
And it is a heck of a way to start this sectional here in North Judson with this 5-5 game here in the fifth.
Yeah, also in this sectional 34 is another one of our area teams in the South Central Satellites. They will see action tomorrow. Or Thursday.
Friday.
Or Friday. My apologies. There's so many schedules in my head going on. They will see action Friday, and if they win that game, they will be in the championship round.
Which is on Monday,
Which is on Monday, Memorial Day. But the winner of this team would move on, and we'll get that information to see who they would play here in just a moment. But right now, all our attention is between these two teams. Whoever wins this game will get to the semifinal round on Friday night. As we now see Quinn Bales step into the box for, I believe, is his third time today. Second time.
I'm sorry. No, I am sorry. He struck out looking in the first, and then he singled to left center. Whichever of these teams wins tonight, you got to imagine if they can keep the momentum, that Friday semifinal game is going to be an edge of your seat sort of game.
Winsler behind the count now, 2-0 to Quinn Bales, who's being patient. Winsler. Ball three, low and inside.
Looks like that one maybe broke just a little too much. It was close.
3-0 from Winsler to Bales. He will walk, Quinn Bales. Just misses up top. And now this brings up Connor Benson.
Now batting the senior center
I like
fielder, number 22,
these two seniors
Connor Benson.
in the lineup where they have them placed. They've got Quinn Bales, of course, who was on the basketball team here at North Judson-San Pierre, and then right after him is Connor Benson, the point guard for the Blue Jays basketball team. And here comes head coach Mark Kendricks with the infield to have a chat with Brody Winsler. We'll see if this is his day or if they will stay with him here. It looks like it will be his day as he tosses the ball to Addison Allen. Brody Winsler's day will come to an end through 5. He allowed 5 runs, but did a very good job battling these Blue Jays.
Looks like Will Malco is coming. Number 2 is coming into the game now. And Winsler is going to take a much-deserved rest on the bench.
So going to the outfield is Will Malco to where Addison Allen was.
Well, it looks
they're
like
going to move him over.
It looks like Buzinski has moved from right to center.
And they will put Will in right.
Yes.
So Will Malco in right field for the Warriors, and Maddox Buzinski will move to center field. The left fielder still Connor Burton. From what I can tell this far away, it's hard to read his number. And then the infield, as normal, the first baseman for the Winamac Warriors being Wyatt Wheeler. Second base is Eli Budka. Third base, Aiden Jimenez. And the shortstop being Braden Mathias. and, of course, the catcher, Max Gerhardt. So Addison Allen, the left-handed pitcher, looks like Mark Kendricks will go from left-handed pitcher Brody Winsler to left-handed pitcher Addison Allen.
Now takes the
As he
mound
gets the fist bump from Coach Hendricks, he has gone through his warm-up pitches, and he is set to go here as he will face Connor Benson for the first time tonight. Connor Benson, this will be his third plate appearance of this afternoon. But as I was talking a few moments ago, I just think it's so cool that both Quinn Bales and Connor Benson come from the basketball team. They go to the spring, play baseball, and they bat one after the other. They are both seniors and will be graduating here in a few short days. Addison Allen set to deal the first pitch to Benson. There goes Quinn Bales to take two. Gerhardt to throw to the cutoff man. Not in time as Braden Mathias tags Bales. He slides in safe, and now the Jays have the go-ahead run in scoring position. Wind picking up here, blowing east.
Wow, it is really, really whipping that flag in center field.
Next pitch in the dirt. Inside. Ball 2 now from Allen. And it may take him a few pitches to really get going.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see how the Jays respond to a new pitcher.
Next pitch, ball called.
But if he cannot gain control and command, they might not have to do a whole lot of work, and he might just give them a few free bases before he's settled in.
The 3-0. Misses for ball 4.
I don't think Benson even thought that was a ball.
So Benson will take his base for ball number 4. No outs, 2 on, 1 in scoring position here in the bottom of the 5th. It's a tie ball game, 5-5 between the Blue Jays of North Judson-San Pierre and the Warriors of Winamac. Allen deals to Noah Radke for his third plate appearance this afternoon. A ball called.
Radke flew out deep to center and then walked and scored.
1-0 from Allen to Radke. Strike call.
I got to tell you, I don't know if you know this reference or not, but with a guy named Noah up to bat in a baseball game, I think of the telling of the first baseball game by a comedian by the name of Dan St. Paul, if I remember correctly. Harry Carey, of course, was the only guy around to call the game. But Moses features in it, Noah, and he pops out to the catcher, Gerhardt. At one point, I believe Jesus hit a bases empty grand slam.
You'll have to show me.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So showing bunt.
Now batting, the third baseman
was Noah Radke. He popped one up foul, but tracking it down was Max Gerhardt for out number 1. And Addison Allen will deal to Owen Tim. Strike called there. 0-1 count, 1 out, 2 on, 1 in scoring position, 5-5. Sectional 34, round 1. Swings on the next offered pitch. Foul down the right field line. First baseman Wyatt Wheeler will get the out, and that is out number 2. So the Warriors with Addison Allen in relief, trying to close out the 5th inning, not allowing any runs here at all, just like the Jays did here in the top of the 5th. Doug Reed, the number 9 hitter, will step into the batter's box for his third appearance this afternoon.
Struck out his first at bat and laid down a beautiful sacrifice bunt his last plate appearance.
First pitch, called strike from Allen. Left-handed pitcher going up against the right-handed hitter in Doug Reed. Right to work is Allen. Swing and a miss by Reed for strike 2 here.
You know, we might want to start calling Addison Allen Pepsid because he is sure doing a fine job in relief.
The 0-2 from Allen. Popped up, back to left field by Reed. Over the head of the left fielder. It'll bring the go-ahead run. Quinn Bales home. It will also bring Connor Benson home. Bang, bang, play!
Oh, and he
is called out at home.
What an impressive cutoff throw. Dang.
That is out number 3, but the go-ahead run crosses in Quinn Bales as the Jays take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 6-5. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It takes smart planning by a skilled expert to get you just the right heating, cooling, and energy-efficient system for your home. McGrath Refrigeration can install an affordable Armstrong air system that will cut your energy costs while enhancing your comfort. You'll see the difference in your first energy bill. Give McGrath Refrigeration, your local Armstrong dealer, a call today at 574-772-3575. That's 574-772-3575. McGrath Refrigeration, where the temperature is always just right.
Stop by Papa Farm Pizza after the game for fresh ingredients that separates their pizza from any others. That's Papa Farm Pizza, downtown Knox. Call them at 574-772-5888 to place your order now. Top of the 6th, Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger, 6-5 as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays just brought the go-ahead run across. The Warriors, who started out with the lead and had a huge inning with that grand slam by John Malco, has now turned the Blue Jays leading the way here, Nathan.
Yep. This is kind of what we expected. My fortune telling about he who strikes first strikes last may not prove to be accurate, but we were certainly correct, I think, in expecting that this was going to be a very tight, competitive game. Blue Jays finally managed to squeak an additional run past the Warriors and take their first lead of the night, but we'll see if the Winamac can respond.
So we'll see if they can respond in time here as Will Malco will step into the box for his first plate appearance of the afternoon. Of course, Will Malco was brought in during the pitching change a little bit earlier back to right field as he swings and misses the first pitch offered by Caleb Ginder, who is still on the mound for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, as he will deal the 0-1.
Oh, that one breaking ball that... It broke a little, but not in the right direction. Just kind of got away from Caleb.
Ginder, the 1-1. Low and inside for ball 2. You look down the right field line and you see some fans hopefully listening to us in their car. Wave to us. Let us know you're listening here on WKVI. As the next offered pitch evens up at 2-2 here now. To Will Malco. Pop down the left field line, foul.
I think I spy our friend Al Breifogel down by the dugout.
Here. Yes, he is here. Al Breifogel, a huge Winamac Warrior fan.
Fine contributor to our sportscast here on WKVI, the voice of the Valley.
2-2 from Ginder. Chopper to third, picked up by Tim. Throws over to first, and they get the out.
That was some fine defensive work on the part of Owen Tim right there. That was close to being beaten out, and rightly so, but excellent weather work.
Good stretch there by Damian Frazier. Almost had to pull off the splits just to get that grab for out number 1. So now we will go back to the top of the batting order for the Warriors. It is Addison Allen. Allen, his 4th plate appearance of the afternoon, swings on the first offered pitch from Ginder, popped foul out of play.
So our friend Lauren here just confirmed for me that Owen is the older brother of Olivia Tim, a freshman who got a lot of starting time on the softball team, and I can see the resemblance in the athleticism of these two and the on-field leadership. Something's going right in that Tim family.
Ginder ahead in the count now to Addison Allen. 0-2, and Allen will step back in here with 1 out and nobody on. Top of the 6th, Ginder kicks, he deals. Huge hit back to left field. It'll fall in front of Quinn Bales, and it will be a base hit.
Looked like
for
Bales
Addison Allen.
Really having trouble seeing that one in the sun. I think you could actually see a little bit of disgust in his body language, but he just could not see that thing.
Wind has died down here in North Judson, blowing northeast. Sun shining, very bright. As it's 6-5, the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays lead the Winamac Warriors, and 1 on for the Warriors on first. They check him at first. He's safe. Ginder throws over to Frazier. They make the tag, but standing there safely on the bag is Allen. And Connor Burton will step back in for his 4th plate appearance today. Shows bunt, lays it down in the infield. Tim picks it up, throws it to first. They get out number 2, but it does advance the tying run. Addison Allen to second. And now we will see the number 3 hitter, Wyatt Wheeler, step into the box for his 4th plate appearance this afternoon. Wyatt Wheeler, one of those seniors on this team you just have known about for at least a couple of years in my point of view. But Wyatt Wheeler, the big boy, senior, steps in with a .345 average today. It looks like they will intentionally walk him.
Well, he is singled twice. Sometimes it's better not to take chances, especially the game as tight as this.
And this will bring up
now batting
the cleanup hitter, Braden Mathias. With 2 on, 1 in scoring position and 2 outs. Ginder deals, swing and a miss by Mathias for his 4th plate appearance this afternoon.
He has walked, struck out twice, and he scored on the home run.
Swings on the next offered pitch, fouled off out of play. 0-2 the count now.
Still can't get over that message from Harold to Molly Madsen. The Knox fans love you all but 7 innings a year.
Well, they face each other twice, so it actually would be 14, technically, right?
Did they? I only think they got 1 in this year.
Did they only get 1
If I remember correctly, because
they don't play twice anymore?
No, this year I think it was 1, and it was rained out and rescheduled.
1-2 count from Ginder to Mathias, just misses outside, evens up at 2-2 here. You know, that's one game we know for sure will always happen no matter what happens conference-wise. If they don't ever schedule Blue Jays versus Knox.
I'm going on strike or something.
As going down swinging is Braden Mathias. 2 runners left stranded, 1 in scoring position. No runs cross. The Jays are in the lead here, 6-5. Bottom of the 6th action is on the way.
Have you ever wondered how much I could sell my vehicle for? Well, Auto Park Chevrolet GMC can help with that. We're looking to buy your vehicle. It is a quick, simple process that puts money in your pocket. Stop by the Auto Park on Oak Road for one of our sales professionals to assess your vehicle and have a cash price for you in moments. If you're looking to trade, we have stacks of inventory for you to choose from, or you can walk away with a check in hand. Don't hassle with listing on Marketplace or waiting forever to sell it privately. Let us make you an offer today. Auto Park Chevrolet GMC. Check us out at www.autoparkchevroletbuickgmc.com or call 574-936-5590 or come to see us next to Walmart in Plymouth.
Collins Insurance is part of the broadcast, taking care of all your insurance needs. Jim Collins told me to tell you, call him anytime at 574-772-6844. That's Collins Insurance, supporting local high school sports. Bottom of the 6th, Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. The Jays are making their case right now, Nathan.
They really are. The way this game has gone, I'm the slightest bit surprised that the Warriors weren't able to put another run up in that inning and bring it right back to tied. But this might be the breaking point for this game. Jays were able to hold the Warriors, and now if they can put a couple of security runs on the board as we go into the bottom of the 6th, we might be looking at what makes this game.
Well, and think about this. The Warriors had the tying run in scoring position there in the bottom of the 5th or the top of the 6th. By the Jays getting that 3rd out, they've put the pressure on the Warriors to try to either tie it up or take the lead in the top of the 7th here.
Hey,
it's all up to that.
I got a special message. Molly Madsen's mom, Nikki Pitts, has informed me they play twice in basketball, but only once in softball.
You'd think I'd know that by now here in year 2.
Starting things for the Jays here.
As here comes number 32, Damian Frazier, for his, I want to say this is Damian's 3rd plate appearance of the afternoon. Fourth, as he swings and misses the first offered pitch.
It has not been the leadoff hitter's best game. He is really due after striking out watching, popping out to third, and striking out swinging.
Frazier looking at an 0-1 here from the relief pitcher, Addison Allen. The left-hander deals the 0-1. Left-handed hitter Damian Frazier pops it up foul down the left field line and out of play. 0-2 count now. Nobody out, nobody on. Bottom of the 6th, the Jays lead 6-5 here in Sectional 34, round 1.
You know, I appreciate Nikki giving us that information. I got to tell you, after 3 years here, I really come to love my softball family. It's really nice to have that group of people I get to spend my spring with. Some great people, some great young ladies on that team, coaches, parents.
Well, and they love you.
I hope so. They haven't fired me from my unpaid job yet.
Next pitch inside. The following pitch is swung on and missed by Frazier, and he will go down swinging for out number 1. Now bringing up the number 2 hitter is Caleb Ginder for his 4th plate appearance this afternoon. Caleb Ginder, also the pitcher, still on the mound for the Jays.
Scored twice, including after that almost home run double to deep left, well, center by left center, we'll say. Walked and then walked again. He's done well for his OBP today for sure.
First pitch from Allen is a called ball. The second one is as well. Ginder being patient here with a 2-0 count. Allen to deal. Inside, ball 3. The winner of this game would face Wheeler on Saturday, excuse me. And he will end up walking Caleb Ginder, and Ginder will take his base. So, yes, still looking at this Sectional 34. South Central will take on Hebron this Saturday at 10 a.m., and then following that game, the winner of this game between the Winamac Warriors and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays, they will face Wheeler. So the winner of this game sees Wheeler on Saturday, and right now the Jays are trying to make that happen with 1 out and 1 on. Courtesy runner Oren Ball comes in for Ginder. Trey McGowan steps into the box.
They've got him in a pickle.
We've got a little bit of a pickle here. They throw to Wyatt Wheeler. Ball tries to take 2. He's running back to first, and he is going to be tagged by Addison Allen for out number 2. A little miscommunication there between the third base coach, Ray Frazier, head coach, I should say, and the first base coach there. So just some miscommunication there for Oren Ball. That is out number 2.
It's a really rough time not to get your signals straight, though. Could have used that. That extra run there.
So McGowan will step back in here. Allen. Ball up top for ball 1. Pops the next one up high to third. Caught by Aiden Jimenez.
A falling Jimenez, no doubt, no less.
And that is out number 3, so no runs crossed for the Jays. It's all now up to the top of the 7th for the Warriors to either tie it or take the lead. We're going to take a break and come back. 7th inning is on the way.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water and recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has them in stock. From Sanpan, Aqua Patio, Sweetwater, and Monaco pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver's Portside Marina can help. Discover the evolution of the wake boat through luxury models offered from Centurion and Supreme Surf Boats. Yamaha Wave Runners and Kawasaki jet skis are on the showroom floor waiting. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 574-842-5000. Culver's Portside Marina.
Back in North Judson, Mitch Columbia along with sports analyst Nathan Orger. We go to the 7th inning. 6-5 to the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays lead their rival, the Winamac Warriors, here in Sectional 34, Round 1. You're listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Well, if you're the Winamac Warriors here, Nathan, it's now or never.
It is, and it's really, it feels like a really important now or never, just because of how competitive they have been all this game. They struck first, and then when they struck for the second time, they maintained a couple of points lead there for a little while before losing things. And you really hate to see yourselves lose your sectional game after you started it out like that.
You know, I was thinking of this earlier in the broadcast. I don't know if you remember this. 1 year ago on May 24th, this matchup was our last game last year.
I believe you are correct.
So now we will see step into the batter's box for the Winamac Warriors. This is John Malco. He takes the first pitch from Caleb Ginder as a called ball. Malco got hit at his last at bat. Really had to shake that one off. Glad to see he's back into the box as he takes the next pitch for a called strike. Evens up at 1-1.
You know, imagine both the pressure and the sense of opportunity you have if you're somebody like John Malco, a senior who didn't even start high school playing ball. Bottom of what could be, or the top of what could be your last inning. You're leading things off. You've already accounted for most of your team's runs. Not this time, unfortunately. But if the Warriors manage to pull this out, he is still going to go down as a hero of this game.
Swings on the 1-2, pops up high, and first baseman Damian Frazier grabs it for out number 1. So now they're checking the pitch count for Caleb Ginder here. It looks like he will be done for the day. He has reached his pitch count limit. It was 4 pitches that I counted in this inning. We'll add up here unofficially what we have. What I had was 117 total pitches, of course, give or take. That's unofficially here what I'm counting with my clicker. But that is where they will pull.
I've got just over 120, actually.
Okay, so give or take. I was there.
Yeah.
So around 120 pitches is where they decide to pull their starting pitcher.
It looks like the
Caleb
new pitcher
Ginder,
is
Trey McGowan. So Trey McGowan will move from catching to pitching. We'll see who the catcher will be while Trey warms up here. But top of the 7th, 1 out, nobody on. The Jays lead 6-5, and they would move on to face Wheeler if they are, in fact, able to finish this top of the 7th off against the Warriors.
Yeah, it looks like Cody Wheeler, number 42, is going to be pinch hitting for Jimenez as the first batter to face McGowan.
So Mark,
is that?
Yeah, 42. Yes, 42, Cody Wheeler.
And it looks like Ginder and McGowan have just
switched.
Trading places. Classic movie.
It is a great movie. So Ginder will go to the catcher position. Cody Wheeler, a freshman on this Winamac Warrior team, comes into today a 136 average. It'll be his 26th plate appearance on the season. And I think maybe head coach Mark Kendricks may have something up his sleeve here to bring in the freshman. We saw Cody bat a couple of times earlier on in this season. A very good up-and-coming freshman on this Winamac Warrior team. But as Trey McGowan is finishing up his final warm-up pitches, that is who head coach Mark Kendricks has decided to put into the batter's box to face Trey McGowan here.
What do you think he's got up his sleeve?
I think Mark Kendricks wants to save some. I think he's obviously doing this on purpose. He didn't just take Jimenez. He didn't just take Aiden out for no reason. What was Aiden up to at this point?
He was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts and a walk.
So this would have been the spot that he thought maybe throw in Cody Wheeler, the freshman, see if he can get something going. They're bringing in a new pitcher just to give him a new look here. It's just interesting. Now when things are on the line, you see the coaches, or the managers, I should say, taking liberties more so than they would have maybe in the regular season. You know, when the game is on the line, when the season to continue is on the line, you notice the managers are becoming more a part of the game than they normally would have been in the regular season.
Yeah,
not to say they weren't,
right.
but you get what I'm saying.
No, you got to. You have to step up the caliber of play on the field, and you've got to step up the caliber of play calling and strategy off the field as well.
Yeah, you see Manager Frazier watching Trey McGowan pitch, giving some pointers here as he's throwing to Ginder, now the catcher.
Looks like McGowan has put in about 8 innings on the year, if the Max Preps data are correct.
I know they are up to a certain game.
Sure.
But he will finish up his final few warm-up pitches. He gets the handshake from Ray Frazier, taps him on the backside and says, go get me one. Let's get it. Go get us one. Let's make it happen here. And this is number 40. Let's wait here and see. It looks like it is number 42, Cody Wheeler. For the Winamac Warriors, the pinch hitter will come in here for Aiden Jimenez. A freshman for the senior, Aiden Jimenez here. With 1 out, nobody on, it starts with Wheeler here as McGowan will deliver his first pitch of the afternoon here in the top of the 7th. 6-5, the Jays lead, a chance to move on. Strike called right down the pike from Mr. McGowan. Wheeler lets it go by to see what he has, and now McGowan, the 0-1, swing and a miss by Cody Wheeler for strike 2.
It doesn't look like McGowan is wasting any time. Kind of some of the same rhythm we saw from Ginder early in the game.
Wheeler pops one up back to left field towards Quinn Bales. He will make the catch for out number 2.
Looks like he had a little trouble with the sun to begin with, but did not let it hold him down this time.
So with 2 outs, nobody on, it's now all up to the right fielder, Maddox Buzinski, who will step into the box. Maddox Buzinski, a senior on this Winamac Warrior team, a 158 average coming into today. And I believe this is his 4th appearance or 5th on the day.
He has struck out, walked, and doubled to left center. So this is his 4th appearance.
Takes the first pitch for a called strike inside. He will step back in here. McGowan in relief for Ginder, trying to finish things off. Swung on inside, foul down the left field line. 0-2 now. McGowan trying to advance his Jays to the next round to face Wheeler on Saturday. The 0-2 from McGowan. Ooh, just misses. It looked good. So now it is 1-2 here with 2 outs, nobody on. 6-5, top of the 7th. The 1-2, swung and missed. Ginder picks it up, throws down to first. He's safe. He's safe. Buzinski gets the first in time. So the Warriors are still alive here. With 1 on, 2 outs, we will now see Max Gerhardt step into the box.
Wow.
That was so close.
That was quite the way to give your team another lifeline here when everything is on the line.
McGowan checks the runner at first. They throw over. Sliding in safe, head first, is Buzinski. He did not want the season to end on his watch, And Gearhart steps in. First pitch offered, called strike. 0-1 now. He looks down the third baseline to head coach Hendricks, gets the call, and he'll step back in. McGowan checks the runner at first. Likes the sign from Ginder. He deals the 0-1, called strike again. 0-2 now.
Oh, man, this is tense. This is a tense at-bat for the senior. It is such a tough position to be in. You want to be the hero of the day, but everything is riding on you. All eyes are on you, and it can be so tough.
Next pitch outside, ball called. Ginder throws down to first to Frazier, but not in time. Sliding in head first is Buzinski.
I appreciate the athleticism. We're seeing the versatility from both of these guys. Ginder throwing on the gear after pitching most of the game and making that pretty nice throw and a quick reflex down to first base.
Next pitch, the 1-2 popped up high, back to right field. And it is gloved by the right fielder for the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays. I believe, yes, that was Noah Radke, and the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays will beat their rival, the Winamac Warriors. 6-5 is the final, where the Warriors beat the Jays both times in the regular season in conference play. The Jays got the more important win here in Sectional 34 Round 1. Like I said, 6-5 is the final. We saw an amazing game, and we will break it down in the Collins Insurance post-game show, where we will have our Stark County Co-op play of the game, as well as our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. That's all coming up next in the Collins Insurance post-game show. You are listening to Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
It's hard to believe, but time sure does fly by. Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox are celebrating over 30 years of taking care of all of your insurance needs in our communities.
If I could turn back time. And we're not going anywhere.
Stop in and see Jim and the crew at Collins Insurance Agency in downtown Knox.
Insurance you can count on from a business you've trusted since 1989.
Proud presidential partners of Western Reserve.
Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home. Pulaski Memorial Hospital is all about community and keeping our community spotlight shining on the accomplishments of our youth. That's why PMH is proud to be a sponsor of our local high school sports action on WKVI, our community radio station. Pulaski Memorial Hospital. Quality care closer to home.
Welcome to the Collins Insurance Agency's post-game show.
Well, what a way to start Sectional 34, Round 1.
Holy smokes, Mitch. Holy smokes. That was, wasn't quite the dominating pitching performance we saw in the end that we saw from Wensler the last time we watched him. But holy cow, what a good game. What competition. Just keeping their heads into this game all the way till the end and fighting on both sides. Dang.
So the Warriors will finish off their year at 10-10. That big game today, man, they were right there. We were talking in the break. It would have been an easy call to make that grand slam, the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Man,
I feel like John Malco should get the unofficial runner-up.
He should
for that hit,
because at that point you and I had talked. Was that the strike, or was that the hit, or was that the moment that the Warriors needed to make it happen? And then the Jays to come back.
Oh gosh,
come back.
It was.
We're not going to forget this one for a long time.
No, we're not.
Well, we've got some work to do. We will definitely discuss in the break here what our Stark County Co-op play of the game is, as well as our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. But all in all, real quick, just to summarize, what'd you see this afternoon you'd like to share with our listeners?
I saw some young men who came out there, and they were just dogged competitors. There were some mistakes made, and a couple of times maybe they took a little time to shake it off, but you did not see either of these teams give up. And so often, especially if you fall behind, or especially if you make some errors that you really just shouldn't have made, it happens at every level, but especially with these younger players, it's so easy just to lose things mentally, to go off the tracks and never to get back on. We saw a couple of times maybe each team came close to derailing, but they always got back on. And even there in the last inning, you look, a drop third strike that gave the Warriors one last lifeline.
Yeah.
When Buzinski hustled his butt down that line and beat that throw
to stay
out.
alive.
You just saw these guys in this game from beginning to end.
Well, you look down the left field line. It's for the Warriors. The last time their seniors will be on a high school field playing sports. You feel for guys like senior Wyatt Wheeler, senior Aiden Jimenez,
Connor Burton, John Malco,
Maddox Buzinski,
Gerhardt. They got a lot of seniors in that lineup.
Yeah, Gerhardt.
It's going to be a big change next year that Coach Hendricks is dealing with.
You got to feel for the seniors right now, and you got to feel for Mark Hendricks.
Absolutely.
He's always such a positive individual. Every time we talk to him on the Saturday Sports Line and the pregame, the main theme of his interviews are we having fun?
Yeah.
And I think even though the Warriors lost tonight, up till the top of the seventh, I would say they were having fun.
Yeah. And speaking of having fun, I got to give credit to Coach Frazier, his expectations of his ball players. Right now, even as they are mourning the end of their season, the Warriors might be having a hair more fun because fresh off of winning their first round sectional game. No, the Jays.
Oh.
They are taking care of the field.
Yes, they are.
They are raking and dragging and tamping. And I remember Coach, when Ray was an assistant to Coach Ted White, and that was expected of us too. And so, you know what? I for the moment, the Warriors might be in slightly better spirits until the Jays are able to get off this field and go celebrate properly. But they gotta keep their heads focused. You mentioned at the beginning of the game, end of classes for the seniors and getting through the last couple of days of the week and not getting sidetracked. They got to bring that momentum into Saturday's game.
Well, we'll come back and talk about our Stark County Co-op play of the game, as this is the Collins Insurance post-game show. We thank the Stark County Co-op, your local agricultural cooperative that offers an array of support and my goodness, it's that kind of day. Your local agricultural cooperative that offers an array of service and support, including grain, agronomy, seed, fuel, and LP Petroleum. Call 574-867-2411 to contact the Stark County Co-op. Today's broadcast is finally brought to you in part by 5 Star. We thank them for supporting local high school sports and remind you to shop local. That's 5 Star.
In the Knox Mall.
Our Stark County Co-op play of the game is up next.
The Stark County Co-op has been a member-owned farm services co-op in Stark County since 1928. That's over 90 years, and they're still providing the same quality agronomy services to the farming community of Stark and surrounding counties. The Stark County Co-op is an LP and fuel provider. The Stark County Co-op purchases grain at both locations, Hamlet and Browns. You can reach them by phone at 1-800-782-3392, the Stark County Co-op.
It's time for the Stark County Co-op play of the game. Let's return to the voice of WKVI Sports, Mitch Columbi.
6-5 is the final as the North Judson-San Pierre Blue Jays beat their rival, the Winamac Warriors, in round 1 of Sectional 34. They have made it to the semifinal round to face Wheeler this coming Saturday. But until that time, we are talking our Stark County Co-op play of the game. Nathan.
Mitch, you think play of the game, and sometimes it's that really nice home run or that excellent play, but sometimes it's just the guy doing what he's supposed to do. And for me, it's got to be sophomore designated hitter and number 9 batter Doug Reed's long single to left field where he drove in what proved to be the winning run, bringing Quinn Bales in. It was nothing spectacular, and if you remember correctly, the inning actually ended when Benson tried to follow Bales home on that same at-bat.
That is right.
But even though the inning ended on the play, Doug Reed's long single is what finally put the Jays ahead. It brought him home, finally put the Jays ahead, and they never looked back.
Wow.
So nothing's, like I said, John Malco, runner-up easily.
For sure.
The honorary runner-up for that.
Right.
massive grand slam. But Doug Reed won the game ultimately. Well, pitching, we had Blue Jays pitcher stayed in Ginder for most of the game, but the one run that made the difference was just that single by Doug Reed.
Wow. Congratulations to Doug Reed on that play towards the end of the game to bring Quinn Bales home. The most important run of the day as the Blue Jays beat Winamac 6-5. We're taking a break and coming back. Our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game is up next.
BP gasoline with Invigorate helps clean your engine and can give you more miles per tank. Continuous use may result in the following pleasant side effects: excessive smiling, feeling more relaxed, taking more drives just because, volunteering for carpool twice in a row, and bragging to your friends about how you use our best fuel ever. To find out if BP gasoline with Invigorate is right for you, stop by your local station to discover our best fuel ever. Versus minimum detergent gas. Average restored 3 to 5 miles per tank, based on fleet testing and based on what you drive and how you drive.
High school sports brought to you by Zingo Express.
Since 1936, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning have always taken pride in doing the job right. Third-generation owner Brian Hammond and his family have always set the standard when it comes to taking care of all your heating and cooling needs. Making your home a comfortable home is the absolute top priority. If you are uncomfortable in your home, give them a call at 574-936-4660. Follow them on Facebook. Let Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning help you take control of your comfort.
Time to announce the Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game. Mitch?
Hey, thanks, John. It's time now for our Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game, given in memory of Ashley Derrickson, a 2008 graduate of North Judson-San Pierre High School, who battled cancer throughout her high school career before losing that battle on December 12th of 2008. We'll tell you who's earned that honor after this word from 5-star.
5-star, the largest meat and grocery store in the area, focused on quality, value, and customer service. The 5 stars in the name of the store come from 5 family members of the original owners serving in World War II, each one represented by a blue star on a flag hanging in the front window of the family home. That's why even decades later, 5-star is known for its dedication to service. Now that dedication means savings for you. 5-star, one of the We Care stores, the area's largest meat and grocery store, focused on quality, value, and customer service. Located, you know where, in the Knox Mall.
Well, what do you think, Nathan?
I swear, Mitch, I'm not saying this just in hopes that his mom hooks us up with some free food downstairs. I think my Ashley Derrickson 5-star player of the game is the pitcher for the NJSP Blue Jays, Caleb Ginder.
Wow.
He grinded. He was in the game until they pulled him, I think, for pitch count. He also contributed offensively, scoring twice with a double walk. He just played good baseball. He stayed in there. He had that one really, really rocky inning, but he settled back down, and his team had his back, but he stayed in it. It was a battle of pitchers in some respects. They both went as long as they could. He lasted a little bit longer, and the Jays got it done for him.
Around 120 range, pitches on the day. I always lose track of the pitch count rule. It'll be interesting to see if he's good to go for Saturday. That's Thursday, Friday, 2-ish days rest. I don't know the exact rules, so we'll see exactly what happens. But at this point, head manager Ray Frazier is getting prepared for Wheeler on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then in the first game on Saturday morning is another one of our area teams in the South Central Satellites as they take on Hebron here at North Judson in that first matchup of the day. So it is South Central versus Hebron in Game 1 on Saturday, followed by the Blue Jays against Wheeler in Game 2. Very interesting. Also, score update between two of our area teams in action tonight at the Tri-Township sectional. The Tri-Township Tigers, last time I had been texted by head coach Mike Shinrod, they were leading the Oregon Davis Bobcats 24-4. Of course, the Tri-Township Tigers are they've made their case. They've said it on the Saturday Sports Line. This year is all about a sectional championship. They haven't brought a sectional championship to Tri-Township since 2002, or formerly lacrosse, I should say. So the Tigers get out to a strong start here in round one. It looks like they will beat the Oregon Davis Bobcats. But all in all, a great game here at North Judson as the Blue Jays beat the Winamac Warriors in round
game,
one.
Mitch.
One of the best we've done, I would say.
It was great. It was fun to call.
It was. And be the PA at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, we remind you, all of you, to join us each weekend throughout the school year for the Saturday Sports Line. That's the longest-running high school sports show in Indiana, thanks to our very own Harold Welter. We always have several of our area head coaches on hand as we go live at 9 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Central on 99.3 FM and online at WKVI.com. We also invite you to follow us on social media. We are on Instagram at WKVI Sports, on X, formerly Twitter, at KVB Sports, and on Facebook at Sports to the Max for all Kankakee Valley Broadcasting sports content. Final word from you tonight, Nathan?
I am just really excited for what the rest of this North Judson-San Pierre Sectional 34 holds, given the way it started with such a bang tonight.
Well, we'll see how things shake out here in the next few days. It'll be very interesting to see how many of our area teams stay in action. Our final in this one saw the Blue Jays beat the Winamac Warriors 6-5. Ending the Warriors season at 10-10 on the year. From all of us here at KVB, we thank you for listening to Indiana High School Baseball. For our sports analyst Nathan Orger, our in-game announcer John Thompson, I am Mitch Columbi. The tradition continues. We are Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.
Thank you for listening to Indiana High School Baseball on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI. Sponsored in part by Culver's Portside Marina, NEPCO, Crane and Equipment Services, Farm Fertilizers, First Farmers Bank and Trust, Lawrence Farms, Mark's Body Shop in Knox, Zingo Express, Pulaski Memorial Hospital, Stark County Co-op, The Auto Park with locations in LaPorte, Plymouth, and Bremen, Standard Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning, Collins Insurance, Howard's Marathon of Winamac, and 5 Star. We'd like to thank our sponsors for their dedication in supporting local high school sports and helping continue the tradition on Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WKVI.